Hi, everybody. How we doing, Matt?
Hi,
How's your
guys.
week been?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Not too bad. And yourself? Busy
Yeah,
one?
pretty
Quiet
good.
one?
Yeah,
Yeah.
very busy, very busy. Who we got in the chat already? Oh, we got Charlie. Hi, Charlie. Hi, Mark. Welcome along. Thanks for joining in, guys. Share the stream. Let everyone know what's going on. You're in for a treat tonight. We've got Danny from Bristol Drum Smokers. So, what have you seen in barbecue this week, Matt?
Well, spotted a few things on social recently. One, the obvious one, Holly Willoughby, and her little cook off in the rain. That made the tabloids, did it not? Did you see that one?
It did, yeah.
Yeah. So even the famous people are getting out in the rain at the minute, and not letting the British weather get the best of them for cooking. And then Alton Barbecue World, they're coming up with this a new show, Restaurant Roulette. Monday nights they get one of their 9 cooks on. They spin the roulette wheel, so it's like family. What's it called? Wheel of Fortune. So they spin the wheel, then they got to replicate a meal on one of the 9 different restaurants they picked. Looks like a really good idea. I'm looking forward to seeing what they come up with it. Go check them out at Alton Barbecue World on Instagram. That's where they're going to be doing the show on Instagram on a Monday night, and then I think the cooks are coming on a Friday night, 8 o'clock, I think. Yeah, so that looks good. What about you? Cool. Seen anything?
Well, yeah, I did actually. I saw it yesterday. Malcolm Reed cooked a whole hog on his How to Barbecue Right channel, and I'll be honest, it was the first time I've seen a whole hog actually cooked, broken down in the process, and I thought it was really, really cool. Walked you through it, put it in a great big smoker that I can't actually remember the name of. If you know, tell us in the chat. That'd be cool. Lep's in the chat as well.
Yeah, right.
And also, there's also a pay-per-view thing. Oh, in fact, Charlie just put it up. There's a pay-per-view barbecue thing. They've just released. I heard about that on the Barbecue Central show. That's pretty cool. Mixed bag about that at the moment, but yeah, lots and lots of interesting stuff. Let's have a quick slurp of this.
What are you drinking tonight then?
I have got some Strongbow with lots of ice, as per usual.
This is tonight's tipple. Rattler Berry.
Ooh.
Is it going to disappear as I put it towards the camera? Isn't it?
It's a mystic bottle. A mystic bottle of Rattler.
Rattler Berry. And one of Charlie's favourites as well. The old the Toffee Apple Brothers. So that's tonight's tipple for me.
That's really cool. Also, while we're at it, I'm going to put a shout out for our affiliate brothers over in America now, Cooking with CJ and the Hot Seat. That was on last night. I watched a little bit of it work, but I've been really busy today, so I'll catch up later on. So, Johnny Mag's in the house, listening while he's driving. Right, so what we're going to do, we're going to pull up Danny now, and when you're ready, we're going to make Danny appear on screen. So this is Danny from Bristol Drum Smokers. Here he comes. It's going to be a cool interview. Trust me. Interesting guy.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Hello.
Here he is.
Hi, mate.
How you doing?
So yeah, not too bad, mate. Not too bad. Good. Been a busy week. Yeah. What about yourself? How's your week been?
Good. Yeah, so far so good. Busy with the drums, obviously. It's properly kicked off this year, which is great. So just been doing that really. Just been cracking on. Finding a little bit of time myself, obviously, to get out in the garden and do a bit of cooking as well, which has been nice. So yeah, it's been all right.
Well, spot on. Right. Let's crack out some of these questions for you then.
Yeah. You going to take the lead today, Matt, or do you want me to dive in?
I can if you want me to, mate. No problem.
Off you go.
So, Bristol Drum Smokers. When did you start? What made you start?
I reckon
And yeah, just tell us a bit about it.
Yeah, I think it was like 4 years ago now, 2016, I think. Yeah, I just, I mean, I've always really been into cooking anyway. Sort of even before barbecue, I was, you know, always experimenting, always cooking, and it was just one of those areas that I hadn't really delved properly into. And I went to, I mean, I'd eaten bits of like barbecue in places, do you know what I mean? But it wasn't,
Yeah.
I didn't really rate it that much. And then Grill Stock opened a place in Bristol.
You sure did.
The guys who were doing the festival, obviously, but they had a little restaurant before that and a little pop-up thing in St. Nick's as well. And we went there, and that was probably my first time of trying something that was, you know, half decent cooked, I guess. And then I wanted to, yeah, obviously learn how to do it myself. Started looking into barbecues and didn't really know anything about low and slow cooking at the time. Saw an offset smoker on Gumtree. That was like £100 and thought, yeah, that would be amazing. Got it, and it was just like literally as thin as like a beer can. It was just like the worst smoker in the world. But I mean, it was a good start though, because you know, I bought it off Gumtree. It was pretty knackered. Sprayed it up, did it up, restored it a bit, and did a few cooks on it, and got some good cooks out of it, really. But what the main thing for me was that it was, I mean, I like things being hands-on anyway, but it was just a bit of a labour of love. And it couldn't retain any sort of temperature at all. I mean, capacity-wise, it was amazing, but just to keep the fire burning clean and to sort of keep a nice even temperature, it was really hard work, you know. So I was like, right, I need to upgrade a smoker, and then joined the Country Wood Smoke Forum, British Barbecue Society forums on Facebook, and yeah, posted a couple of, you know, like everyone does, thinking about getting a smoker, which one should I get? You know, that post that pops about 5 million times a day.
I think we've all been there, haven't we?
Yeah, I mean, but then everyone started chipping in, and there's a guy that's I'm still good friends with now, who's just got back into cooking, actually, called Matt Deacon. He used to cook in Smokers, Pokers Barbecue, and he recommended getting a drum. Started looking at drums because I thought I kind of want to build one as well, and no one was really doing them back then. So I got the kit, I got the drum, and then I was like, right, I just want it to look badass. Do you know what I mean? I wanted to make one that didn't just look like standard black barbecue. So started doing more research, and then I think the first one I did for myself was a burnt copper one. I don't do that colour anymore because they discontinued the paint, which is a bit of a shame.
Yeah, no.
But I was just really lucky, man. I mean, it came out really good, the first one. Cooking the drum was just like a breath of fresh air, really. It was just really refreshing. It, you know, really easy to cook. As you know, Ryan, you know, you cook on a drum, don't you?
Yeah.
Just really easy to cook on, great capacity. And that was it. And I just started posting pictures of it up online. And everyone was just like, you know, are you selling them? And then I was just like, no, but I could do. And yeah, I bought enough. I think I bought enough to do 5 smokers, and I think they just sold out that day or like in that week, bearing in mind it was like November, October or something like that. So that was the start of it, really. And it just kind of, I think I was just in the right place at the right time. It's kind of when barbecue was getting really big, like, because it was getting really big, and then I reckon it dipped off a little bit for a couple of years, and then this year it's just come back like full force.
Yeah, definitely.
But I caught it just right at the beginning when there was like loads of people getting into it, and plus there wasn't really anyone doing drum smokers at the time. I mean, you could get the gateway smokers, which are like £1,000, and you can only get those imported from America. Or you could make your own. And you know, I mean, I distribute the parts for Big Popper smokers, so it's not like a lot of people are like, oh, you're just using a Big Popper kit, but I actually I'm the European distributor for them, so I can get away with, you know, using those, and I, you know, all the parts are really good quality, and they, you know, I just provide a service really for people that can't build their own or haven't got time to build their own, or, you know, don't want to get their place dirty or spray paint everywhere. Do you know what I mean? So I think people just like the fact, you know, some people enjoy building them. Some people like just taking them out of the box and cooking on them. So that's, you know, where I come in handy really. So I can sell all the parts to people that want to do their own, or they can just buy one straight off the shelf, so to speak.
I know when I built mine, I certainly looked at your site many a times.
Yeah.
I thought, ooh, maybe I should just buy one, because mine are just never going to look that good. You know,
Yeah.
like, the paint jobs you do are just like something else. You know,
I mean,
they're supposed to be ugly drum smokers, but
I
yours
know,
are far from ugly, aren't they?
This is the thing, but, I just wanted to go a bit extra with it, really. And then when I found, you know, it's just, I think it's nice if you're going to be investing that much money in something that you can customize it a little bit, and you get some options, and, you know, and especially if you're bargaining with your wife and like you need to justify spending that money, you can, you know, you can get the color. Do you know what I mean?
Definitely.
Well, like that's been the deal breaker. I can have a smoker, but my wife wants you know, a gold one. It's fine. We've been here before.
What's the most popular color you get? Or you sell it there?
It's really weird, man. At the moment, it's purple. Like it's
we had a little sort of bet in the background of what color it would be. I think we both said purple. The anodized purple is just something else. It's such a nice color.
If you get a good photo of it though, in the sunshine, and then you post a picture of that up on social media, everyone will buy it. It's crazy. But then if you same with like a red one, people will buy that color. So it kind of goes in waves, in trends. But I think the most popular has been the purple. Before that, it would have been the burnt copper one, which was a classic color.
If I had to pick, it'd either be the purple or the red. The two anodized purple.
Yeah, they're nice. I mean, the pictures don't really do
nice colors.
Like when you see them in person, they've got like a really nice sort of candy finish to them. So there's a few different layers that go into that paint job. Give it that result. Absolute bitch to paint. I hate doing those colours. They're really hard work to do. They're really hard to do. But you know, if that's what people want, then that's what I'll make. But the purple's definitely the one at the moment. That's for sure. Before
you came on, you were telling us about your spray booth.
Yeah. My guest.
Do you want to tell the guests about your spray booth and your techniques of spraying?
Oh God, yeah, it's no secret because everyone that's ever been around to pick up a smoke has seen it. So yeah, it's just a mobile tanning booth basically, with a modified office chair stand with a platform on it that I can spin around, and that's pretty much it. What else do you need? It just works. You know what I mean? It just works. Takes a pretty little room, stops the paint going everywhere, and I can just put it up and take it down whenever I need to. So it works, man. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. Ryan, do you want to ask a few?
Yeah, well, again, I'd like to thank you for joining us again, Danny.
Good, mate.
It's wicked having you on here and listening to your ideas and colours about spray and everything. I think it's superb. You know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy to give any, like, if people ask me all the time, I'm not really secretive about how I do it or what I use or anything like that. Mm-hmm. But it's I actually did a course on the painting. I went to like a body shop place basically, because it's kind of the same principles as that. But yeah, I mean, it does take a bit of practice. You know what I mean? You got to know how to correct things, and there's only certain you can only really paint in certain temperatures and humidities. There's a lot that goes into it that people don't really consider, I think. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? people are quite hot on the forums, as you probably know. So like, oh, don't spend that much money, you know, on a smoker. You could just make it yourself. But it's kind of, there's kind of a difference, isn't there, between a professional job and just knocking one out. But yeah, the painting part is kind of my USP, I would say. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of the unique,
for sure,
I would say.
They look absolutely stunning, mate, to be honest.
Cheers, man. Cheers.
They really do.
Charlie from Pickles Barbecue asks if anybody uses your drums in competition, but as I understand, you've done a few comps yourself, have you not?
Loads of people use them in competitions, like literally. I mean, obviously there hasn't been any this year, but have you ever been to any comps or anything like that? Like yourselves, have you been to any like of the?
I haven't yet.
I was supposed to be doing a couple this year. I've done an SCA judging course, but I actually managed to judge anything yet, which is pretty rubbish because obviously nowhere's been open.
Oh no, you'll get your chance next year. But yeah, mate, there's loads of people. I mean, I've lost count of how many teams I've sold. I mean, at one point, I think you just like everyone had one on their setup. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I've done a few on the drums. I used to be quite cheeky with the competition. So, well, not cheeky. I guess it was like an agreement. So, rather than spending loads of money on a pitch to sell the smokers from, I used to just ask people if I could help them cook their rounds. So I do like the chef's choice, the burger round, you know, the non-judging rounds, basically, you know, for the final scores. If I could just set my drums up, do you know what I mean, at the front of the thing, so I could help them out cooking, but then also flog my drums from the pitch, and it worked. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so I mean, I've always cooked on my drums, obviously, but I do also think that it's, you know, drums, you can do a lot on a drum, but you know, it's always good to have other parts to your arsenal as well. Do you know what I mean? So I'd say that a drum and a kettle barbecue is pretty much all you need. Really. Do you know what I mean? Like, I enjoy cooking on a kettle just as much as I enjoy cooking on a drum, to be honest with you. They're both I think they just go hand in hand. They're amazing, both of them together.
Yeah, I still wheel out my I've got a really old Weber Spirit. I just bash that on in the week for a cheeky barbecue, a couple of burgers or whatnot. Yeah, you know, just for the kids and the family. You've done in 45 minutes.
That's it. It needs to be practical at the end of the day, doesn't it? Otherwise, you know, you can't really put it into your week. And you know, I don't have time to be cooking massive joints of meat every week. Do you know what I mean? And sort of like hanging around the smoker for 12 hours. I wish I could, but you know, sometimes you just got to whack the grill on. Do you know what I mean? And just get it done quick. But
you mean you're not constantly running a drum while you're manufacturing
do you know what?
Buying smokers? You haven't got a pork butt smoking away in the background.
When I used to do it from home, that was the dream, mate. Yeah, you'd be making them whilst you had stuff on smoking, but my current setup, I can't really do it like that. But possibly the new one.
People turn up to collect their drum and go away with a rib as well.
Yeah,
nice little pork roll or something.
Yeah, I don't really attract too much attention to myself. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
so what else have you got that you cook on as well then? Because obviously you mentioned a kettle and.
Yeah, I've literally, the only barbecues that I've got is I've got a Weber kettle that I've just recently got. I was on some B&Q kettle for like 4 years before that, but you know, it worked. I didn't really care. But yeah, I managed to pick up a kettle barbecue. So I'm looking out there because that's what they are. Got my big smoker out there. I've got my baby Bristol Drum Smoker.
Yeah.
They're really cool, they are.
Yeah.
Forgot about those.
Yeah, they're sick, man. I've totally been rinsed out of stock for those till August now. Everyone went mental for them, but they're wicked. They were literally designed for just for people to take away camping, really, because it was my barber that I was chatting to, and like he was like, "Oh man, me and Polly would really like to be able to take it to the beach, but obviously you just can't cart 20 kilos of oil drums to the beach." So yeah, that was kind of fun designing that one. And again, that's just kind of, you know, that uses some of the Big Popper's parts, a few of the Pro Q parts. And I just had to play around, really. It was kind of hard trying to source like the right size drum. But it works well, man. It's got a 13 inch grate on it. So you can get, you know, you can get a pork shoulder on it, or you can get like a little rack of beef ribs on there, or a whole chicken. You know, so if you're just cooking for 2 people, or, you know, a few people, or just going away on camping, they're absolutely perfect, you know. But then if you're short of space as well, like I've got a couple of customers that, you know, haven't got massive gardens, or, you know, one of them's in a flat, he's got a balcony, and he's just got one of those out in the balcony. And, you know, the people are getting people are just doing some amazing cooks on them at the moment. Because obviously I've sold quite a few over the last few months. Everyone's just starting to get used to them now. So some of the cooks that I'm seeing are amazing. And people are getting sort of, you know, 16 to 20 hour burns out of just with the baby smokers, with those Pro Q, the cocoa shell briquettes. Have you used those, the little blocks? So yeah, they're using those. So yeah, they're not just like a, you know, like a gimmick sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? You can actually turn out some really good food on them, and that's, you know, I wouldn't be selling them if you couldn't. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah, definitely. They're
kind of cool. So yeah, that's all I cook on, really. Those 3. I mean, don't get me wrong, wouldn't mind a ceramic. I wouldn't mind a pellet smoker. You know, I wouldn't mind them all, but realistically, you know, what do you actually need, what do you want? I mean, I haven't got loads of space out there, and I don't really have a lot of time, but I've cooked on all of these things and had a go on all of them. And I guess if I really wanted one that bad, I would have just got one. So I'm quite happy with what I got, to be fair.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I'm cooking on. What about you? Are you both on Drum Smokers?
Yeah.
Sure are.
I made my drum about 3 years ago. In fact, I started my page just as a way of keeping information on, like, tracking what I was doing.
Oh, right.
And then it's just sort of grown up from there, really. It was like really small for a long time, and it's just sort of starting to accelerate a bit now. Which is nice.
A good year for it, man, for sure. Everyone seems pretty active in the community at the moment, which is good. Yeah, it's good. Your page is coming along nicely. You're getting a lot of new followers on there.
It's a really nice little page, to be honest. Everybody in there is really, really cool. It's really nice and supportive. So it's kind of the way I want it to go, you know? Yeah,
I mean, I do find, you know, some of the... I do tend to stay off a lot of the forums and stuff these days. It's kind of different if you're a business. You know, you don't want to get too involved with, you know, the politics and all that sort of stuff. And it's not as bad now, I don't think, as it was before. But yeah, your page seems a lot more, just, I don't know, a lot more chilled than some of the others. They get a bit
some of them can be quite intense sometimes.
Yeah, they can be. Yeah, but yeah, you're doing a good thing, man. You're doing a good thing.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Very, 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 very cool. Yeah. So just to touch back onto your competition cooking a little bit.
Yeah.
So have you what places have you ever got calls or anything like that? What?
Yeah. So think about this. So the first grill stop I did with Matt, who he was cooking with a team called the Social Smokers, and then he branched off and did his own thing with Emily, who's his wife now, and then me and my partner at the time joined forces with those guys, which is really cool. Starting out as kind of a new team, and Matt did, I did the burgers, the chef's choice rounds, and you know, he did the brisket, the pork. So he got first in chicken, and I think I got second in burger that year. So we got 2 calls, and because we got first on chicken, we were sort of up on the main stage, which is amazing.
Yeah.
And then the second time we did grill stock, I did it with ditch brisket. And I won the burgers that year, so I came first that year, which was amazing because I really wanted to get that, because obviously coming the previous year, and I think I'd only missed out by 2 points as well. So I was kind of hungry for that one. I'm not going to lie. I was just like, I really want to win this. But yeah, got first there. And then did the Big Meat, which was another nice festival. And I got first for Chef's Choice that year. So yeah,
right.
I caught every competition so far, which is kind of good, I think.
It's really good, exceptional. In fact, if you're getting a call every time you go.
So yeah, I mean, I'd like to do some more for sure. Obviously not this year, but next year if things kick off again, I definitely want to get involved and do some of that competition cooking again. It's a good atmosphere. It's a good vibe, you know. Especially Grill Stock was amazing. It was just such a good little festival. It wasn't even little; it was massive. But I don't know.
Pretty big, wasn't it, down there? It was.
It was. It was nice because obviously you had like the stage with all the music part, but the actual the barbecue competition part. You know, that's kind of where I met everyone from the scene, and I don't know. It was just lots of sleepless nights, lots of booze. You know, it's really tiring, and it's really hard work to get all that food out on the time. On time and everything like that. It's a real challenge, but at the same time, it's it's, if you like doing it, it's really good fun.
Yeah, it must be a bit of a rush as you sort of like once you're boxed up and it's on the way to the judges. You've spent all that time getting to that point. And
it's stressful. Yeah, it's stressful. I think when we were at the Big Meat as well. The gazebo nearly blew away. Like with the brisket, Matt got the brisket off the smoker, and it was wrapped. I'm pretty sure it was wrapped. I mean, he might even be watching or chipping in a bit. But yeah, he took the brisket off the smoker, still wrapped, and it was really windy. And yeah, a gust of wind got underneath the gazebo and like took the gazebo like away pretty much. But we still had the brisket on it, man. He still had it. But there's you have to be prepared for all sorts of things going wrong. Because they do you know what I mean? And like, people would put their barbecue gurus on and like go back to their hotels, and as soon as they'd leave, like all their fans would start going off and their alarms were going off. People's pellet smokers sort of catching fire, and you just got to take all these things. But it's good fun. It is all good fun for sure.
Bit of a shame, really, that Grill Stock doesn't happen in Bristol anymore, isn't it? Obviously, the whole, the company going under, and
I mean, there's some issues with that, but it's pretty shit that it's all stopped, to be honest with you, because it was just, being in Bristol, it was just really handy. Do you live in Bristol?
Yeah. Well, just outside. I lived not too far away from you, actually, when
you sounded really growing up.
I did then, and I still work in Bristol. Just outside of Bristol. But so
as you know,
I know it well.
Yeah, having that on your doorstep is just really handy.
Yeah, no, definitely. It was a shame to see it go. Really, actually, to be fair.
Yeah, it was.
I never managed to get into the little Grill Stock restaurant, but they've opened up something else in its stead, haven't they?
They've got a diner now. Key Street Diner, I think it's called.
Is it?
The guys that own Grill Stock have opened Key Street Diner, but Bear Grylls is in the old spot of Grill Stock now. There's like a new barbecue restaurant there.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Yeah, they've replaced it with another barbecue thing.
Right. Yeah. But
there certainly needs there's like a lack of barbecue restaurants in the UK, I think. It needs to be.
It's a hard thing to get right. It's personally, I wouldn't want to do it. Do you know what I mean? It's really hard work. Running a barbecue restaurant. It's tricky. Consistency wise. The amount of time it takes to do things.
Yeah.
All those sort of things. Like there's the margins on it, or it's still it's quite niche. Do you know what I mean? So you see a lot of barbecue places come and go for that reason. I think it's it's a tricky business to get right. you know.
Yeah, definitely.
I know. I mean, there's a few places in England that I've eaten that do amazing barbecue, and then, but the majority, some of them have been quite questionable as well. But it's
good as well.
It's going and cooking some barbecue, for your mates, and then then doing it in a commercial setting is just completely different. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, definitely.
Smokers, it's the price of it running everything. Yeah, it's tricky.
So we've got a question coming in from the chat. We've got what advice would you give someone wanting to start up comps in the UK?
Starting up a comp?
Start doing comps, mate.
I've got no idea on planning a competition, but if we want to get a competition team, what I would do is start just chatting to people on the forums, and then try and do what I did and just tag along. Just don't be scared to ask people that are already in teams just to go and speak to them. And even if you can just go and make up their parsley boxes, or just do some trimming for them, you'll get to know what equipment you need quite quickly, what you don't need quite quickly, little tricks, little tips, timings. Do you know what I mean? To go in blind and try and do some of that, you could either be spending a lot more money than you don't need. You might not have the stuff that you do need. You know what I mean? I think you need a bit of experience. So obviously if you want to go in and just go in on it, I'm sure you could get your head around it just from doing search and posts on the forums and stuff. But personally, I think you should start asking people if you can just go and help them out, because I know there's quite a few people, including myself, that have done that, and you get a lot more out of it. I think just do 1 year of just going tagging along with people, and maybe try and do it with different teams, or any help, because you need a lot of help washing up, trimming, keeping the fires maintained. There's a lot of work to do. Do you know what I mean? So people are always up for a bit of a hand as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's it. I would say that would be my first bit of advice, would be to just speak to teams directly. They're all really friendly anyway. And then
they're all great.
But then there's also try and get along to some of the barbecue classes as well. Uncle Tony does an amazing barbecue course. He was doing them last year. A bunch of swines do them. Also, Marcus is doing them. There's loads of people. Angus and all do them. There's loads of people that do them now. And go along to all of them if you really want to do that. And I think that the way you need to do it is you need to soak up all the knowledge from everyone, and then from that you kind of make your own judgment on how you want to do things. That's the way I do things anyway. I just try and soak up loads of information from everyone that's doing something, and then I make my own call on it, really. So just do your research first, but you guarantee that all these teams are probably doing something quite a little bit different, so you might just pick up that that little nugget of information from one course, and then something really useful from another. Do you know what I mean? And then you can get your stuff together and go out and smash it, because there's a lot of tricks. There's a lot of tricks that people don't realize. I've only ever been to one competition class, and it is crazy. I'm not massive on competition cooking, the actual the trimming. I don't really I'm not really down. I don't mind it. I respect it for what it is. I understand why it's done like that, but I wouldn't sit there and eat a whole plate of competition barbecue food.
I don't think you could, to be honest. It's so pumped up on flavour.
It has to be, obviously, because being a judge, you're not going to want to sit there and eat a whole plate. You just want to take one bite of it and score it. So, but to achieve that level of consistency, throughout a whole bit of meat, there's certain tricks that you need to do. Do you know what I mean? So the judge can pick up any part of that hand in and bite it, and you're going to get a good score on it. So it's crazy. Everything down to trimming the chicken, all sorts of crazy stuff, you know, having to take the skin off, scrape all the fat off, and then wrap the skin back round it. You know, all this stuff that goes into making them all look really uniform and plastic and shiny.
getting the bite so the skin stays in the right place.
Yeah. I mean, it's a crazy thing, but you know, people win big money out of it, man. And if you can get it really consistent all the time, then fair play to you. Do you know what I mean?
No, I think that's the key, isn't it? Consistency with what you're putting out all of the time. That's exactly what people are doing in barbecue comps. They just got to bang it out.
Which is, you know, it's hard because you know, you're dealing with, you know, meat at the end of the day, and every piece of meat isn't the same. So you know, you only get that sort of experience from cooking loads of barbecue, so you can pick up, you know, a bit of meat, and then you can judge by the fat content, you know, the shape of it, how you're going to cook it, how long you're going to need to cook it for. All these things come with practice, but then you've also got the flavor profiles that need to go with it as well, you know, and then you've got all the timings that go with that as well, because all the timings are really strict, all the hand-in timings. So, you know, you've got to be thinking way ahead of yourself. You know what I mean? If you're handing stuff in at 2:00 on Tuesday, on Sunday, sorry, you need to be thinking about that sort of Friday night about how you know what's going on, what you're going to do. So, yeah, crazy.
Even just cutting the meat down to its so it's more of a aerodynamic shape, so it's not so much important with a drum, but certainly if you're using an offset or something, how the smoke's going to be pulled across the meat, what way you put it in, which is another debate, up or down, if it's a brisket or even a pork butt. People still sort of talk about that sort of thing, but obviously we all know
techniques
and down's the right way.
You know, it's at the end of the day, it's the right way is the way that you win the competitions with, really. Do you know what I mean? But like whatever cooker you're using, there's always going to be a different way, you know, that you're going to have to prepare the meat, really. So, you know, with a drum, you know, you would leave all the fat on it personally, got on the fat cap, and then I cut my skin side down over the fire, so it kind of protects it all. But then, like you were saying, on an offset, that would be completely different. So yeah, there's a lot to learn.
Rotating your meat and stuff like that, again, fire, and then switch it around, keeping an eye on things.
Yeah,
that's sort of work.
Yeah, man.
So there we go. We've got another question in from Charlie on Pickles Barbecue. What is your favourite thing to cook?
I reckon. Well, on the barbecue, obviously, on the smoker.
Yeah. Well, maybe in general. What are you saying, Charlie?
Burgers are my favourite thing to cook.
There we go. So tell us about your burgers then.
Oh no, I don't know. I'm going low and slow. I think my favourite thing to cook. I still love cooking briskets, man. Just because they're a bit of a showstopper when you've done them. And everyone always, as long as you don't completely cock it up, but they're a bit of a showstopper. So I still enjoy cooking a big brisket or ribs. I think it's probably my favourite. But yes, burgers. I still love smashing out burgers. One, because they always taste great. Two, because they take like 3 minutes to cook. And that's about it really. But I don't really cook my burgers on my smoker. I cook them on a hot plate because the smoker's just not really built for that sort of stuff, really.
Whilst we're on the subject of burgers, do you want to mention your other little venture?
Yeah, Danny's Burgers. Well, it didn't really. It started off as a little Instagram page because there was a point where I was cooking more burgers than barbecue. You'll notice that if you go back through my old Instagram posts, because I didn't have a personal page or anything like that, it kind of see whatever I was into. I'd just go through phases, so that there would be no smokers for a bit, but there'd be loads of pizza, and then there'd be loads of bread. And do you know what I mean? It's like, right, there'd be loads of burgers. So I was like, right, I need to set up a new page just for burgers. So I did that, and then I just decided to do a little pop-up off the back of it, really. And we did that at Fierce and Noble at the end of last year, I think it was. and we sold out like pretty quick. It was like amazing. It was amazing. Like the amount of the response we got off it was great. And then we did another one, and that was when we had that massive storm. Do you remember that? It was like, I can't remember when it was. I think that was like towards the end of last year as well sometime, but it was like torrential rain, like really bad weather warnings. But we went out and did it again. We sold out again, and it was just kind of like, if people are going to, come out in these conditions and stand around eating burgers, and we're going to sell out, then it's something that I want to be doing more of. So we had some stuff planned for April, but obviously with everything going on, all of that sort of stuff's just been put on hold for now. But I think my sister said Wiper and True's opening up tomorrow, and they're doing food from the outside. So that probably means that all the other breweries are probably going to be open again soon, which is where I will continue trading, I think, for the time being. Just because I'm still learning that sort of side of it with the catering stuff. And I just think it's a really good platform to, learn how to do it properly, really, because people are a lot more relaxed in those settings, you know what I mean? So they just sort of turn up for a beer and they're just sort of hanging out. It's not really that stressful. And also it's just really good vibe. And I think the way things are, I think it's going to be a while before, I'm going to get a pitch in a market or anything like that. Do you know what I mean? Because everything's going to be kind of, I want to get on it this summer. I want to start trading again as soon as possible. So if it's through the breweries and stuff like that, that's how I'll do it. And I'll probably do the next one back at Fierce and Noble as well, because that's where we did the last ones. And don't know, it kind of feels, it's just a nice sort of vibe down there, to be honest with you.
You have to give me a heads up this time. I missed out on the last one.
Yeah, man, definitely come down. It's good.
You can make me one of those special looking croissant burgers. They look fantastic.
They've got to go on the menu, I think. I think they have to go on.
100%.
I reckon people will go mad for those. But it's when I get a bit better at it, I mean, it's hard work, man, because I don't really have any experience in doing anything like that. So, you're kind of learning as you go. So, but when I get my confidence up a bit more with the menus and stuff, I'll definitely be incorporating stuff from the smokers with it as well. So that was always the idea, is to be able to sort of do both. Because I wouldn't ever want to open a barbecue restaurant, just because it's not really something that I'm that interested in, sort of running a barbecue restaurant, because there's people that do it so well. But I'd like to be able to do the burgers really well, and then still use elements of barbecue in my burgers, so still tie them together. Do you know what I mean? So that's the plan. So we'll see how that goes. But
sounds like a pretty good plan to me, mate.
Yeah, it does. Now, I was chatting to you guys earlier on, because I've been working full time whilst trying to do all this stuff, and it was just really sort of holding me back in being able to push forward with businesses, really. But as from the 25th of this month, I will be able to sort of concentrate on both things, so you probably should see a bit more action, really. Do you know what I mean? I want to expand the range with the smokers. Got some ideas about possible new products that I want to do. I want to start doing sauces and rubs, more accessories, more recipe videos, guest cooks. There's loads of stuff I want to do, really, with the smoker side, rather than just having it as a smoker shop. I want it sort of as a barbecue shop, so to speak. So
nice.
Bit of a one-stop shop. Like, I don't want to go mad with it, but I'm just listening to what people are asking for. And like, quite often when people buy a smoker, they want to buy charcoal and they want to buy rubs, and like all at the same time. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And I haven't really been able to offer that up until now, because I just haven't had the space, really, or the time to coordinate it all. But, moving forward.
Being in Bristol, there's not really that many places you can grab rubs from.
Is there anywhere?
I struggle. Everything I get is online, or if I'm traveling, when I'm more Ryan's way, there's a few barbecue spots over there that you can pick up rubs from, but yeah, there doesn't seem to be anything.
No.
Not locally, but you'd imagine in Bristol being what it is, you'd think that there'd be some more, but there clearly isn't.
No, I mean, it's the garden centres that are the only places that sort of stock. I know there's a place out in Thornbury, which is still miles away, that sell like Weber bits and bobs and rubs and sauces and stuff. But, you know, if I can be, you know, that person that has those links, and, you know, I'm up for doing it now. I've got the time.
I know where I'll be going tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's only down the road from me, so yeah. I'll go and have a look. I know which garden centre you're talking about as well.
There's a lot of people into barbecue in Bristol. Like a lot of customers pick up smokers from me in Bristol. A lot.
Yeah.
So there is a good scene here for sure.
I certainly think that the barbecue scene in the UK is picking up. Definitely picking up. I mean, it's not as strong as America, but I mean, we're getting there. We're certainly getting there. There's a lot. I mean, I'll go into the office now, and people are still, you know, they'll talk about what they've cooked on a weekend, like it's a regular thing, which is good. Yeah,
I mean, like I was saying earlier on, it got massive. Like that first year that I started out. I mean, I was a little bit. I mean, obviously it was going on way before that anyway, but it just seemed like it was really peaking at that point. And I'd sort of just got into it then, and it just went crazy, and then it just dipped off. But like, it's just gone crazy again this year. Like lots of new people, lots of new products out as well, which I think is helping. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot of cool stuff out at the moment. A lot of cool people coming through with new products. That's for sure.
Right, cool.
What's your biggest blooper? When you've cooked something, when you've gone, oh bollocks, you know, it's properly gone wrong.
My bread that I cooked tonight. Rub it. So I used to be really good at baking bread. Okay, really good. But I used to have to bake loads of loaves. Like I just got really obsessive about it until I got really happy with it, and. I made some sourdough starter for my ex-wife, and she was like, "I really want to get into baking bread, blah blah blah." And I was like, so I made this starter, and she just cooked this like bashed again like this loaf together the other day, and it was just like better than any of the loaves I'd ever cooked. And I was like, right, that's
right. I'm not doing it again.
I'm gonna bake some bread. It's gonna be amazing. I'm just gonna grab it for you now. Take this out.
Oh wow! Fresh bread on the barbecue.
Oh yeah, we need some smellogram, don't we? Oh, that looks like one of mine the other day.
It's like a pancake bread. I mean, it should have probably been up there, but I mean, it's not edible. But I was a bit annoyed. I'm not going to lie to you.
Every time I've cooked mine's just gone to shit. Like it's like it's cooked. It's definitely, you know, you put your knocking on the bottom. It's hollow, and you're like, right, that's good. Let it cool down. Cut into it, and you're like, this just smells like yeast. and you know when it's not cooked and it's just like dough through the middle, and you're like, for fuck's sake, what have I done now? You know, I can't leave it in there any longer. It will come out absolutely fucked. Right?
I've never really messed up at like any sort of really expensive meat before. I've always practiced on cheaper stuff before.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've had loads of bread bloopers. I think that's where I'm not a natural at baking, that's for sure.
Bread's cheap, so you know you're allowed to mess that one up.
It is, but I've not dropped anything on like the way to the judges' table at grill stock or anything like that. I haven't got anything as good as that.
Oh, it's just wins thinking about it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
What's that? It's really crunchy. You know, that extra crunch. What is it? You know, it's gravel from Bristol's floor. Yeah. I mean, last week I nearly cremated 2 sets of ribs. That was pretty horrendous. My pit fired right. Well, I run a smart fire, and
Right.
it decided to have a bit of a shit fit on me, and
Yeah,
cranked my pit up.
I don't use those things anymore. Like honestly, I find it like with the drum as well. I just find
I'm starting to think that way.
that's than they're worth really. It's smart. Is that the one that the feet like a barbecue guru?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But just
I mean, I have more
connects to an app instead.
Yeah, I have more hassle when I don't use them. I mean, all I use now is I'll still use my barbecue guru, but I'll just use the pit probe, and then I do the server pen, because like they're the most reliable things, really.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, sometimes the fans just go have a mind of their own, don't they?
Mine decided that it wanted to run on full 100% for half an hour, cranked it up to 450.
Perfect.
And they're like, this pretty much after like 5 minutes after putting the ribs on. Well, within 45 minutes, the fucking ribs are at midpoint. And I'm like, oh dear.
Fast, isn't it?
But yeah, I pulled them off, rested them for half an hour, and then nearly when I got the fire extinguisher to put the drum out, I was just like, distraught. But it always happens when you're cooking for somebody. It was my son's, my youngest son's birthday, and we had to a couple of family members coming over just for food. His uncle and his missus and kid. But it's always when you're cooking for somebody else.
Did you have to get a takeaway?
So, like your immediate family, it's fine, But when you're cooking for somebody else outside of outside of your inner family, it always goes wrong. Yeah. Or if I'm trying to film something for YouTube.
Yeah, that's
hence why my YouTube has nothing on it, because every time I do it, something goes wrong.
It's really hard
you got to show the bad stuff.
No,
that awful stuff.
I'm not going to put the bad stuff up on there. Just to get a name for smoking cues. Go there for shit barbecue. Do you know what I mean? What not to do with barbecue.
Yeah, we've all been there, man. I haven't done it in ages.
No, that's it.
I done some stuff last week. They were a bit, little bit of bite to them, I could say. They looked really tender when I pulled them off, but they rested and tightened up a bit, which is a bit rubbish.
Yeah, I need to get some, man. There's some nice rib cooks going on at the moment. I think there's some nice ribs at the moment, not too skinny, some nice meaty ones.
Yep. The ones I had the other day were Whoppers.
Where did you get them from?
Yeah. I got them from a catering butcher's.
Okay.
So they, obviously with COVID, they're not selling to restaurants anymore. Well, at the minute. So yeah, managed to grab 2 racks off of them.
Nice.
For a good price as well.
Nice.
Yeah. So, but they were full racks as well, untrimmed, massive bloody things. I think I had 4 kilo worth of 2 rack.
Nice.
Big old ribs.
Did you cut them St. Louis style? And
yeah, I say untrimmed. They were the babies had been removed, but that was it. Everything else was, trim them up yourself.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah.
I don't bother trimming them. Just, chuck them on. You trim them, you lose so much.
Yeah, I always
all around the cartilage, just nice bits of flavour in around the cartilage.
Yeah, I always trim them, but then I use the rib tips and stuff for like pit beans and stuff like that. So you can just stew them down with loads of beans and stuff like that, and then just pull the bones out afterwards, and they're absolutely spot on. But like you said,
I'll give that a try next time.
There is a lot of waste, if you're not doing stuff like that, then barbecue can be extremely wasteful if you're not, especially competition stuff. If you're hacking.
Yeah, I'm a stickler for trying not to waste. I'll sit there and be like, yeah, but that's good meat. I don't want to cut that off. No, bugger it. I'm going to leave it on. I don't care if it looks ugly.
You always whack it in the freezer, man, and then like if you've got bits, you can start making sausages, or do you know what I mean? Put your brisket fat back through burger mix or whatever.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? There's all stuff you can do. With the rib tips as well, you can put them in a pressure cooker, shred them, and then like put them in mac and cheese and stuff like that, or just whack them on the barbecue and put them back in the mac and cheese. Loads of stuff. You just got to just think outside the box a little bit, really.
All right, I'm going to nick that one. That sounds dead tasty.
That
sounds good.
Yeah.
Cool, yeah.
That's it. And then the wild card.
Go on.
Top 3 albums, music albums. Completely off topic.
Of all time? Or at the moment?
Whatever you like.
I don't. So I say the most. Can we do influential albums? Because
yeah, go on then.
I would say, Guns N' Roses, Appetite for Destruction, probably the first one. Nirvana, Nevermind was another one.
Yeah.
And Prodigy Experience was probably the other one as well.
Oh, so you're a bit of an old raver then, are you?
I still am a raver, mate.
Some big albums right there.
Music is like my first love before cooking or anything. I've always been into music. So, I got a little studio at the back. I started playing guitar quite young, and then got into DJing, and then got into production. So I've kind of been DJing and producing stuff like 25 years probably now. I've been doing it a long time. Only as like a little like hobby now, because obviously you grow up a little bit, and then when you realise that you haven't made it as a superstar DJ and you've got to get another job, you know what I mean? It just I still, when I get the time, I'm out there, you know what I mean, having a little tinker around. Still really love it. But quite eclectic musical taste, do you know what I mean? So listen to a lot of drum and bass now, but I used to listen to a lot of hip hop, and then my roots are really like metal and grunge and punk and stuff like that. So kind of grown through the phases, really.
Pretty much the same as me then. I sort of started out with sort of like your grunge sort of music.
Yeah.
Well, Pearl Jam, like all of that sort of stuff. It was really when I was at school. I remember I was when Kurt Cobain died. I was sort of like 14, so it was like But then started listening to more. So have you like Ozric Tentacles and all that more psychedelic music, and then progressed into hardcore rave, techno, drum and bass, the rest of it, and then pop back at the other end into normal Britpoppy grunge music again. All my kids tell me my music's old fashioned when I'm in the car. I'm like, it's the 90s. What's wrong with it?
Not old fashioned. They're just, they don't appreciate good music.
No, you need to educate them, man.
My kids have got no choice. They listen to whatever is on my phone at that particular point.
Good.
And my phone, I take pride in the fact that Spotify cannot create a playlist for me. It cannot, not a chance. No. Here's your playlist. No, hasn't got a clue. It's just all over the place. I'll listen to a bit of everything. Yeah.
I just saw a. Where was it? Where's that question gone? Someone put.
Ryan had to sell his decks to make way for the baby.
Yeah. New Mark mixer. That was the
have a little mix, mate. It's all right.
I've just got a little set of, like the new Mark ones now, the DJI Mark 2.
You got a little controller?
Just run it through the laptop. It's all right. I've ripped out found a load of music on the internet. And when I say found it,
nothing illegal about it. It was perfectly legitimate.
Yeah. Here we go. Question: Dead Broke Barbecue. What do you guys use No, what got? No, sorry. What do you guys get? St. Louis cuts over. Do you get St. Louis cuts over there? They're his favourite cut of pork rib. So yeah, we get St. Louis cuts. So
Well, yeah, I mean, it's really easy to do a St. Louis cut anyway. If you get it, like, it's just all you're doing is trimming the top and the bottom of the ribs off, so you just get a nice uniform
rectangle.
Yeah. But, you can buy them like that, can't you, over here now? But I think you pay like an extra £4 to have them trimmed like that, and it literally takes. A lot of people.
You end up losing so much from it.
Yeah. So I would recommend not even asking for them and just doing them yourself and then keeping the extra meat.
Yeah, definitely. That's what I do. But to be honest, I don't cut that because I don't need to. I'm cooking for my family, So what's the point? Like, yeah, you get a uniform cook, but I'm not that worried how they look. All I'm going to do is eat them all.
Exactly. Although now the idea that's been planted in my head with macaroni cheese and pit beans with leftovers, I'm pretty sure my ribs are going to get smaller and smaller every time I cook them. That's how they came. They were that small when I got them out of the pack.
Yeah.
My precious, just hiding bits of meat.
Even if you just make up a load of rib tips, that's a really tasty bit of food as well. Back a bit of rubber, smoke them up.
Yeah, definitely.
Decent.
Definitely. Oh, you're making me hungry now.
Yeah, I'm feeling that as well. Can't fire up the barbecue now. Go and fire up the drum and put some beef ribs on.
Yeah, it's not looking too nice out there at the minute for me.
It is not at all. No. Tomorrow is meant to be one of the better days. It's not supposed to rain tomorrow, but
yeah, I've got lots of drums to build tomorrow.
Yeah, I bet.
I can finally start getting people's orders out to them. Sorry, anyone that's waiting for a drum that's watching, they'll be with you next week. I've just been waiting on stock to arrive. So, yeah, got 2 of us in this weekend. We should be able to smash it out. But I think there's like 27, I think, that are all painted and just waiting to be dressed and boxed up and out the door.
Waiting for all the pretty bling that you put on.
Yeah, but the thing is that a lot of them are for Father's Day presents. So, like, the pressure is on me to sort of like not ruin any Father's Day. So I'll work as long as I can tomorrow just to make sure that I get them all out. So.
I hope the missus is watching. A Father's Day present of one of them would be amazing, Dad.
No. Cider wants to know how long it takes you to build a drum from start to finish.
It really depends on how motivated I am. A lot of it is down to the weather, really, or it's the painting, really, that holds things up. So I can do, on a good day, I can do a couple. I can do 2 in a day, start to finish. On a bad day, I might not even get 1 done. It's weird, like with the paint, it runs really easily. Sometimes I have to just start all over again. Sometimes you've drilled a hole out in the wrong place. You don't realise you come to like put the drum together and you know what I mean, and you've got to restart it. All these things actually happen, you know what I mean, especially if you've got loads on. So I mean, on a good day I can do a couple. On a bad day, like I said, I won't even get 1. But if it's too cold or too wet, I can't even paint, really, because like the purple's the worst, actually. So if it's too cold, you spray it and it all looks amazing, and you go back like 20 minutes later and it dries white. It dries white because of the humidity and everything like that. So all these things hold you up. So yeah, it really depends. But on a good day, which will be tomorrow, I will smash out loads. So yeah, you just got to be prepared, really, organised, prepared. But yeah, it's the weather that really holds things up. It's like when it's too cold, really, or when it's just.
Yeah, I guess the winter's not great for painting, is it?
It's not.
I guess with your new place, you said you're going to upgrade your painting facility, so I guess you'd be a bit better off then.
Yeah, there'll be like I'll have all the extraction and the heating and everything sorted.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
But yeah, you just got to work your way around it, really. Do you know what I mean? You just got to go with it. But
No,
you know, I'm not as busy as I am. You know, in the summer. In the summer, I'm busy. In the winter, it's not so bad. So
yeah, of course.
you can kind of, you've got a bit more time. You can take your time over things a little bit more. Do you know what I mean? Do things in stages. But you know, I might be this busy in the winter this year. You never know. Fingers crossed.
I'm sure you will.
Hopefully.
The stuff you make is awesome. There's no reason why. Onward and upward. New premises, new business. Wish you all the luck in the world, mate.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me on.
Right. The other thing, your artwork you do for your drums. You do. How do you do it? Is it freehand? Is it vinyl?
No. I wouldn't have time to do that. I go to the same. I use a local printing company in Bristol that do all my stickers, everything like that, and they also cut vinyl. So I get the customer to send me the design, and then I take it to the stencil maker. Then they cut it into a huge stencil, and then I have to put that onto the drum, paint it in layers. Excuse me, and then take it off.
No way.
I will. Do you know what? I will look into sort of doing some hand design drums. I mean, something that I really wanted to do is for Upfest. You know, you've heard of Upfest, haven't you? It's a Bristol graffiti festival.
Yes.
So I want to do some commissions for that, and you know, I want to get some Bristol artists to spray up some drums for me. You know, some proper graffiti artists to do some like limited edition offs. Like that's another sort of something that I want to do. I really want to sort of break into the music side of things with my smokers as well. I'm quite well connected in that area as well, and there's quite a few people that are sort of really into their food as well, so I might start approaching some labels and seeing if I can get, like, you know, be nice to do like a Metalheads one, or do you know what I mean, a Hospital Records one for people. I don't know, and just do some slightly different stuff. So yeah, the graffiti artist range, is something that I really want to do, and like whether I think I might just auction them off and give the money to charity or something like that. Do you know what I mean? But I just think I kind of just want to see one and have one in my portfolio. Do you know what I mean?
Definitely.
I think they just look absolutely awesome if they were just kind of sprayed up really nicely. Yeah. I'll stick to the stenciling because it's kind of, you know, but you need something really clean. Like if you're selling it to a customer, do you know what I mean? That's because a lot of it is done for like it's done for companies that want branding for their. You know, it needs to be clean and look exactly like their logo. So that's kind of the only way around it, really. If you want a really professional finish, is to use stencil. But yeah, I mean, I'm not that handy with, like, I'm all right spraying the drums, you know, one color, but I don't know how I'd feel about sort of graphing one up or doing anything too intricate on them. Yeah, I'll leave that to professionals.
I certainly when I looked at doing the stencil thing on mine with my logo. Oh man, it just blew my mind. Like 4 different layers for like making. I mean, my logo is not as if it's massively intricate. You know, it's a picture of a cow, for God's sake.
Yeah.
But just breaking it down into layers. It was just I didn't even know where I'd start.
It's the getting it on the drum bit, because obviously, like, if you're going to spend 50 quid on getting a stencil made, it's not like you're going to get 4 of them made in case you cock one up.
No,
so,
that's
it. The first proper job that I did was for a bunch of swines. Like Ed and Emma wanted me to do one of their huge logos on their Gateway drum smoker. So bear in mind they cost £1,000 straight off the bat. I'd never done one, and the stencil was like the full length of the drum. It was huge, and you put it on in like one piece without any creases on it. Like, it's got to be straight. Do you know what I mean? That's the hard bit about it, really, is getting it on straight without any creases in it, so the paint doesn't leak through. And then obviously you've got to get it off again afterwards. And then if it's not dried properly or it's over dried,
peel the paint off, I guess. Isn't it?
Then if it's not dry enough, the paint strings, and it obviously then it ruins the finish. So, you know, you learn all these things once you've done it. When you've got it up a few times. So
Yeah.
I can get away with buying one stencil now, but before it was probably I was losing money by doing it because I was buying more stencils than I needed in case
Right.
But
No.
you know, it's how you learn, isn't it? At the end of the day, and
No,
you know,
so-
that's kind of
right.
where I'm at with it now.
Thought about sort of any. I don't know whether they even make them like sort of heat-proof vinyl instead, and
Yeah,
having those made up and just stick them on.
yeah. I mean, it would be an option. Again, something that I might look into in the future when I've got a bit more time to research. But yeah, I know someone was doing that. Someone that was making smokers that didn't last very long was doing those vinyl. Just don't know how long they would stand for in the test of time. That's the thing. Do you know what I mean? I know things like that can take intermittent heat, but I don't know how well they. You know, I'd have
like a constant heat,
and you know just experiment with it and just like do a few trial runs of my own. But yeah, that would make my life a little. But then you'd still have to get it on there. Do you know what I mean? And I can imagine it's not cheap, so we'd have to.
No, I guess not.
But yeah, that's an option to look at. Yeah, definitely.
Cool. Yeah. Any more questions you want to ask, Ryan?
No, we're pretty much nearly done now. I think. I think it's nearly time to open up the. Off you go.
Barbecue Pub Club.
Yeah, you ready for this? I'm going to pop a link in. Whoever wants to jump in, please do feel free. Yeah, let's get this Barbecue Pub Club up and running. So, break out the beers and let's have a few. I'll put the link in a second. Whoever wants to come in, jump in. I'll see who we got. Dutchy, Cider, CJ's in the chat. Russell's in. Yeah, I'm sure Charlie's in there somewhere as well. If whoever wants to come in, I'll put a link. I've got my lovely wife who's preparing some more cider, which is good.
She treats you far too well, Ryan. Mine's locked me in the bedroom. She closed the door now. Bugger off. On your own, mate.
Right, so the link's going to come up in a minute. Whoever wants to jump in, please jump in. Boom. All done. What a really, really nice guy Danny is. Loved the interview, I think. Really went really nicely. Top bloke.
Absolutely. I've enjoyed having him on there, definitely. He's, you know, can't get me words out. A wealth of knowledge. There we go. I did get it out eventually. Yeah, I mean, he not only does he build drums, he cooks, and he's given us a good few ideas with, rib tips, macaroni cheese, and everything else.
That rib tips with macaroni cheese sounds killer, man. I'm definitely going to do that.
They are good, man. Yeah, anything like I did these. I won this. I think it was a Pro Q competition actually years ago, and I did these. I think they're called Moinks now, but I didn't really know what they were at the time. But they were. It was like mac and cheese, like a mac and cheese ball in the middle. So you make mac and cheese, set it in the fridge so it goes, you know, it's solidified basically, and then I cut it down into cubes, and then seasoned sausage meat around that in a ball, and then bacon around that as well. And yeah, they were amazing. Like, well, naughty. That's quite a spectacular hat, mate.
Right, Pep?
How are you doing, Lep?
Cheers.
Cheers.
It's Pep. His name's Pep. It's not Lep anymore. It's Pep.
Good to see you, buddy. Welcome along.
What's happening,
I got a hat
guys?
like that. Look, see?
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Hey,
I
some
got
cool
my
stories,
my
Danny.
son's Woody hat.
Cheers, man.
Cool interview.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued with the barbecue scene over there, you know. And it's cool that you're building drums and stuff over there. You know, obviously that's a hot topic here, especially in Texas.
Yeah.
And but I actually was intrigued with your studio a while back, and your tattoos.
Yeah, I live in a flat at the moment, and part of the reason why I got this flat is because it's got an outhouse in the garden, so I can just play my music as loud as I possibly want, and no one really cares. Do you know what I mean? So it's an issue when you're into music and you've got neighbours, as we all know. But I'm pretty safe, man. So yeah, it's kind of my little man cave, really. But it's nice when the sun's out, because you've got the barbecues going, and it's got double doors that open, you've got the music coming out. Do you know what I mean? It's
nice.
Perfect vibe for me. Perfect. You know.
Right. So I know Ryan and Matt know my garage is my studio. That's where I cook. My black stones are all set up in the garage and stuff. You know, obviously I pull out the kettle and the I just ended up with the Pit Boss Pro Series 4 pellet smoker.
Oh,
so
nice.
I pull that out to cook, you know. But I have a sound bar in here, so when I'm playing my music, I can't even turn it up all the way because my neighbors are like right here.
Yeah.
It sucks, man.
The thing is, like, you've got like blaring music, and then two, you've got loads of smoke pouring out of your garden as well. So you're pretty lucky with your neighbours here, haven't we, guys? You know what I mean? It's
I must admit, my neighbours aren't that understanding at the moment. I've maybe smoked one too many barbecues this year already.
Really, I've not had any issues really. I found that the only way around it really is to start feeding people.
Yeah, you've got it at one. You've got my neighbour. My neighbours are always like that. Cooking today then. There you go. Have a Red Bull. You know, whatever.
I feed my neighbors, so they're good. You know.
Keep them sweet, man. Keep them sweet.
Yeah. So it's all like I cook pretty much. But if the sun's out, I'm cooking in the garden, man. Whether it's on the gas or the kettle one, or the smoker would be running tomorrow. I'm going to do a pork butt, so that's going to really please them. Nice early start. But you know, you got to.
We've all got hobbies, man. You know what I mean?
Exactly right.
Got to allow it.
No, it's not like we're bad neighbours. It's just I've got a smoking habit, you know. That's how it is. I think you're right. I've got to try. You think, maybe try and feed them if they take some. Yeah,
I mean, if they're vegetarians, I've worked out that you just need to cook a bit of vegetarian food just to keep them happy. Like my neighbour upstairs is vegetarian. Yeah, keep us sweet, mate.
My best mate George is a vegetarian. That goes back to when we was at school. In the good old sort of late 80s, they took us on a visit to an abattoir. He went in eating beef burgers and come out a vegetarian. He's never eaten meat since. And it's his mum, proper staunch Irish lady. She's like,
depriving those taste buds, man. Depriving them.
I think, to be honest, he drinks so much beer, he wouldn't even know. You could give him a sausage, he wouldn't even notice. So.
Yeah.
Sorry, we had a fly.
I don't think I could live without meat.
I cook a lot. I cook a lot of vegetable stuff on barbecue, actually, as well as meat. I'm not like a. Don't get me wrong. I do like my meat, but I also like it to be really good quality as well. Do you know what I mean? I'm quite fussy about it. I like to know where it comes from. I like to know, you know, I'd rather spend twice as much on something and eat it half as much. Do you know what I mean? I'm kind of like that approach to it, really. So, but I don't really get to cook that often on the smokers. When I do, like I'll sort of really invest in something quite special, so I'm excited about cooking it. Do you know what I mean?
What when you say something special, what cut would that be for you?
No, not necessarily like the cut being expensive. Like I did some beef shin, like a whole shin. I think you call it over there like a beef shank, or you know, it's like the whole lower end of the cow leg, which is generally quite a cheap bit of meat, but you know, it was dry aged for like 6 weeks on the bone. Do you know what I mean? And it was from, you know, like a really, really good breed of cow, and you know, I knew where it came from, and just you can just like just by looking at the fat and the color of it and the marble, and you could just tell it was an amazing bit of beef. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm not about. I don't really buy fancy cuts of meat. I just like to buy good quality. Like I like the dry aging. Like I just like the super flavor, you know. And I don't go mad with sauces. I very rarely use any sauce to my barbecue at all. I just generally, you know, I'm salt, pepper, garlic sort of person. Do you know what I mean? I like the flavor.
SPG, man, SPG.
I mean, from Texas, about it, but that's, you know, that's the sort of, you know, the regional sort of barbecue that I sort of, you know, I'm drawn towards, really. That you know, those flavors and that style. Not overly fussed about loads of really sweet sauces on my meat and stuff like that. Don't get me wrong, like I don't have a problem with it, and you know, I still eat it. But when I'm cooking at home, I tend to just keep it super simple, you know, and go for it like that. But yeah, I mean, you know, any sort of barbecue meat these days is not cheap over here, is it? Now
No.
everything's getting so popular. All those cuts of meat that we were, you know, once getting for nothing are now costing like 4 times the price, you know. Ox cheap, beef,
that's like, yeah.
all those briskets, everything, you know. It's crazy.
Well, okay, so chuck roast, you know, they call it brisket's little cousin. You know? So it was cheap, right? The more popular it got, now that I swear to God, for between a 3 and a 4 pounder, I'm paying almost $30 US. I don't know how that converts over you guys, but that's a lot for us. You know, usually when you could get it for half that price.
Yeah. Yeah. Expensive. But that's, you know, that goes.
Yeah. You two have just mentioned I've got a beef chuck in my freezer and I've got some beef shin. So Danny, how would you cook some beef shin? Because I brought it and I was going to make a video with it, and I thought I'm not 100% sure what to do with it.
The way I did mine the other day, because I'd only cooked it that one time, so because it was dry aged, you know, when the meat's really dry aged, you got that sort of like that hard layer of fat on it. Yeah. So I trimmed all that off, and then just a simple rub. It was salt, pepper, like really coarse pepper, and garlic powder, and then I just put it on the smoker. I always cook 275 to 300 on my drums. I just think just sit, just perfect. And honestly, I just think the amount of time you save just by cooking that little bit hotter, you don't lose any sort of, you know, you don't lose anything by doing it like that. Apart from you just gain time, really. So I think I cooked them on there for probably like 3 hours. Basically, any bit of meat that I cook, I always cook to color. So I don't like cook like to 165 and then wrap. Like I'll cook until it looks like I want to eat it, but you know, you can't because it's not tender. So I'll look at it and I'll go, right, that looks banging. The bark looks amazing once it's set, and then I'll wrap it. It doesn't matter what meat it is. That's kind of the way I do it. So this was looking good after 3 hours, I think, or 3.5 hours. And then because of the shape of it, it was I ended up putting it into like a little foil pan, and I made like a braising liquid for it, and that was, I think it was beef gravy, Worcester sauce, a little bit of soy sauce, salt, pepper.
I knew Ryan was going to pick up on that one.
What?
Worcestershire sauce. There's been a constant argument about Worcester and Worcestershire sauce.
I know. Worcestershire sauce.
What the hell sauce? What the hell? You know that?
What the hell sauce? Yeah.
And then I wrapped it and then just braised it down, and then that took about another 5 hours, I think. And then you kind of just let it rest. And then you can take the marrow out of the, you know, you can take the marrow out of the bone, and then use that for something else. But then, you know, you sort of have to go through it. Any of the braising liquid that's left, you kind of just reincorporate it back into the mix when you're do the meat again. And yeah, it was amazing in tacos. That was what I used it for.
Sounds pretty spectacular, man.
Yeah, just I think with that sort of cut, you need to sort of braise it down a little bit as well, because there's some there's a lot of, like hard old fat and that sort of stuff, and a lot of like weird bits as well in the shin. So you really need to sort of put those down. I mean, I'd like to try it again and maybe just not use any braising liquid and maybe just wrap in paper and peach paper and see how it takes out. How it turns out. I imagine it would take like a long
Forever.
It would take forever to get it, but you'd get some seriously good bark with it, and I'm sure it'd be amazing. But, if you're going to be doing that, you're better off probably just sticking to beef ribs, or like a bit like a chuck roll, or ox cheeks are probably some of my favourite. I love ox cheeks. They're still relatively cheap. Like people aren't on the hype like that, so you can still. And then, like, if you cook those right, because of the size of them, they're only like this big, aren't they? You can wrap them in paper, and they are just literally like little mini briskets. I find, do you know what I mean? And I
think they even taste a little bit more. I know this sounds silly, more beefy, more intense beef flavour to me. The ox cheeks and brisket.
Yeah, you get a good bit of like marbling through them. They're an amazing to cook, and you can pick up a couple for like 12 quid. It's like. So a lot, if you're going to be working your way up to doing a full pack of cut brisket, that's probably the way to go. Do you know what I mean? Just by practicing little things like that. I think everyone wants to get in and just start cooking big briskets, but they're not easy to cook. Like,
how much do you say your ox cheeks cost you?
I can get a couple for like 12 quid. So probably like
500 grams for less than 5 quid.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, I haven't cooked them yet. Cooked them yet. But I was thinking of throwing them together in some form of chili.
Yeah, that'd work.
But now you're saying, like mini briskets. I'm
just cook them. Just slice them and have them on tacos or something like that.
Yeah.
I think like you when you start putting it in chili and stuff, I think you really like the next day, any leftovers go into a chili. But I think you're missing a trick if you're not just getting that straight off the smoker and you're getting that the crunch. You know what I mean? That's the prime time to be eating something like that.
Okay.
While the bark's still crunchy, because it don't stay like you can't really reheat it like that, can you? You've got to just get in there while it's at its prime. So I'll probably do 4. Eat 2, not yourself, but save 2 back for chili, and then just have like 2 that have them at their best, I would say. But pork cheeks are really good.
Pork cheeks are really cool. They're pretty. They're getting the like the sinew off the back of them can be a bit of a chore over the pork cheeks, because they're quite fiddly, aren't they?
Yeah,
well, certainly the ones I've cooked.
Where did you get them from? Morrison's?
Yeah,
they shouldn't. Like, they should be pretty much trimmed. I mean, I've never really bothered trim. Like the ones you get from Morrison's are like already done. But if you go to your butcher and get them, and you don't ask him to trim them, it's a bit of a shock to turn up. You're like, what the hell is that? But they're really good. They're fun to cook.
they're really nice.
We were talking earlier on about that. When I won the Chef's Choice competition, I actually cooked those pig cheeks, and then I put them on the smoker, and then I took them off and cooled them down, and then I panko breadcrumbed them, and then deep fried. So they were like little smoked pork cheek bonbons sort of things. They were incredible. They were really good. But they're really nice.
I'm hungry now.
He's the man, mate.
Wow. That made me go, oh. I did one of those.
Man, they sound amazing.
Yeah, it was a good dish. That it was one of my better ones for sure. Yeah, I think I had the so I had the crispy bomb, and then underneath that I'd cooked a load more and like braised it down, so it was like a pig cheek treacle. So it was like it was like crunchy, and then underneath it was just really, really cooked down and really reduced. So it was kind of sticky and pulled. and then it had like an apple and onion like sauce underneath it. It was pretty special. Yeah, it's pretty.
Wow.
I reckon you need to make a Bristol Drums like barbecue book.
Yeah, do you know what? These are all things I've been thinking about.
I'd be first in the queue for one of them.
Yeah,
especially from what you've just told us, stuff like that. I'm on that all day long.
It could just have like a burger section and then a barbecue section, basically.
The burger section be a book on its own, mate. From what I've seen.
Yeah, 2 books. Yeah.
Although all my burgers are pretty. I like to keep my burgers pretty simple. Again, just really focusing on the beef. But there's a few certain techniques that I use that really help that shine. So just get just down to the surface of the grill that I use is it just gets so hot. You just get such a good crunch. Do you know what I mean? Such a good crust layer on it.
Yeah.
Which I just think is super important. And I'm not going to give all my tricks away, but let's just say that when I smash them so there's different textures. So it's kind of medium in the middle, and then the outsides get wafer thin. So they're kind of crunchy on the outside, and then they get moist as you go in, which is also like, for something really simple, you've got a lot more, it's a little bit deeper than you'd think. Do you know what I mean? There's a bit more to it.
A bit more entertainment for your palate, isn't there? I guess.
A little cheeseburger, but it's actually quite refined once you break it down a little bit.
So what do you cook those on?
I cook them. I've had like a custom like grill made. It's just a big flat top. I think you've got I think they're called Blackstones out there. Yeah, a bit like that. But
that's a Blackstone.
That's all he cooks. Well, his channel, he does dueling Blackstones and all of that live cooks. It's really, really cool. He does some good stuff.
But yeah, it's like one of those. It's got three cooking zones. It's got a really nice mild steel top, so it just gets super hot, man. And I have it completely off on one end. So when I'm catering, I just smash on this side, and then I flip, and then I put the cheese on, and then I just move them to the end with the lids on the top. Because I think I cut my burgers like 90% on one side, so you get super crust, and then I flip it and then just put the cheese on, and then I just move it over. That's the way I do it. So they're quite thin patties.
Do you like onions?
I love onions.
Okay, sliver. Get your cut them super thin, right? And put it right on the ball, before you're about to smash it. So when you smash it, it's in that meat. So the next time you flip it, it fries that onion, and then you slap the cheese on.
Yeah, I love those. George Mott style. Yeah, Oklahoma.
Yeah, that fried Oklahoma. Onion burger. Yep. Yeah, man.
They're killer, aren't they? They're so good.
Hey, when I do them for everybody, I don't see one person go and put a condiment on that burger.
No, you don't. You don't need to.
Not a single person. And they're like, all the burger enthusiasts are like, you're smashing all the flavor out of the burger. No, I'm trapping it.
That's the opposite. Yeah. You need to educate these people. We need to educate these people.
Hey, I'm always educating, man.
that guy there, he needs educating. He has not had smash burgers yet.
Never made a smash burger in my life.
This is the second weekend, and the rippings are going to get worse, Ryan, unless you get out and start making smash burgers.
I've got something in the line. Don't worry. I just need to get my gear together.
You can do it in a frying pan.
Yeah, man. You don't need any mad gear to do it.
You're just smashing a round meatball into a flat patty. So cast iron would probably be best if you don't have. If you got a cast iron or a Blackstone.
When I did the first round of them, I did them on my skillet.
Yeah,
they came out just fine.
Yeah, I know Kettle sells Weber sells attachment now, a flat top.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know if it's available over there or if
Yeah,
you order
it is.
Yeah.
I've just recently acquired a quite a thick piece of mild steel to put on the top as a flat top on my Weber kettle, but
Right.
it just needs to be seasoned, and then I'll be rocking on it.
My
I've done a
only
couple
thing,
of cooks on it, but it's still not.
my
not
only
quite there
thing
yet.
is with the kettle. You know how the bars are like this. So when you're smashing down, you know what I mean. If everything ain't secure and right, you're gonna smash, and them wheels are gonna go like that.
Yeah,
You know, that was my only thing about that. I was like, man, because you really got to get into them sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
yeah.
I was going to say, how hard do you smash your burgers, man?
Into them. You got to get them. You know what I mean? Yeah, but that would
Smashing them like a 70s porn star by the sounds of things. That's what you're doing.
Hey,
welcome to the pub club.
I'm trying to find me something heavy, like sort of like a Thor's hammer. You know what I mean?
Uh-oh.
And I swear to God, I'm gonna put the ball of meat on that Blackstone, and I'm gonna.
I have a feeling.
Whack!
I've got a feeling Daddy's coming back with something.
Yeah, this is what I use. So it's like a French like meat mallet thing.
Yeah.
It weighs a couple of kilos. It's pretty heavy, but yeah, you need to give it a smash. But you know, if you haven't got one, you can just use a bit of greaseproof paper and then a small frying pan on top of that and just push down on it. Do you know what I mean? You don't need to go out and buy like crazy stuff to do it.
Mm.
Okay.
Oh,
I've been using the back of my massive spatula. You can put some serious weight behind that spatula.
Yeah.
It's a big old unit, so I've been using that to smash them. But
how big's your spatula?
It's small but perfectly formed. That's all I'm going to say.
yeah. Cider says your meat smasher looks like a butt plug.
Yeah.
Blimey, Cider.
Yeah.
You've been in training, son.
That's what I said. Welcome to the pub club.
You've got a 2-kilogram butt plug. Jeez.
No, it's definitely
He also wants to know, Danny, if you remember the hot wings at Grill Stock, a certain female judge that wasn't impressed.
No, I don't. What with my hot wings? Or did someone?
I don't know. He's put. Do you remember the hot wings at Grill Stock? A certain female judge was not impressed.
Oh, I can't remember now. No,
I'm sure he'll let us know in a minute.
I know there was a thing going around where people were just putting stupidly hot sauce on wings and giving them to the judges. That was quite funny. That was quite a funny, like some of the hot sauce that just completely melt your face off, sort of thing. There was a lot of that going around, which is quite funny. He might be on about that. I
got a pretty big spatula.
Yeah, there he comes. The fucking size of that.
I reckon that's just a camera angle.
I go to work. My Blackstone.
It's like Aquaman's trident, but a spatula.
By the power of Grayskull.
By the power of Blackstone.
Yeah. So Deb wanted to come and say hi to everyone. So
hello.
Hey, Deb.
I got to show
this is Mrs. G.
I hear that you're buying him a new drum, Mrs. G.
I chose to ignore that comment.
I just brought it back up again. He said he wants the nice purple one. He said he doesn't want to do the purple one because it's a pain in the arse.
I don't want to do any more purple.
Yeah, we've run out of purple.
Mate.
Sorry.
run out, man.
What's wrong with the purple ones?
Difficult to paint. Mind you, the blue ones are particularly nice as well. I like them. They're
Yeah,
pretty cool.
they're all pain in the ass, to be honest with you. All the anodized ones are like take 3 times longer, I think, than the other ones do, which is fine. But when you're in a rush, it's. But,
Mind you, I suppose when you get your new premises and that, you'd be able to bake it on. Would you?
Yeah,
that's probably
yeah.
that you're working towards.
I'll be able to be more than one at a time, put it that way. But yeah, I'm looking to outsource it all anyway. I do love having the full control over everything, being a complete control freak. But I know now that I need to, if I want to expand and I want to do some more stuff, then I'm going to have to sort of get them done for me. Really, I'm going to look into powder coating as well and some different.
I can hear you.
I said hello to you in the chat.
Okay.
Say hello, Alfie.
Hello, Alfie.
Now I'm getting my other son come in. It's going to be a family affair. They're going to be bunched round the camera in a minute.
And they are.
Yeah.
Cider says Stevie Hayes had the hot wings. Danny.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Hello, blonde bird. Hello, wrong hand. Hello. Hello.
Christ. Right.
Right, I'm going to go and finish my gin.
All right, then. Well, thanks for coming on, my darling.
That's okay.
Nice. You'll have to get her to talk about gin soon.
She can barely talk after gin. I don't know about talk about it.
We'll get her to talk about it before she has it then.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
Fish bowl.
That's not a gin glass, is it? That's like a fish bowl.
Down it, down it, down it, down it.
Oh. God love her. She's a good girl. Looks after me. Well, puts up with me. That's the main thing.
It says had beef heart at our last northern tailgate. Once was enough. I've not tried beef heart before on a smoker.
I would have thought that would lend itself to braising. Personally, I don't think you'd be able to cook it on a smoker, would you? It's quite.
Yeah, you do.
I think.
What did I? Was it? I can't remember what it was. I was watching the other day. On TV at the minute, barbecue something or other. It's not. Is it fire? I can't remember. One of the chefs on there was cooking heart. Did it straight on the coals, caveman style.
All right.
Yeah, it's a heart. I'm not sure I'm all that.
I mean, don't knock it till you try it, but yeah. I'd
probably try anything once, if it tastes good, it tastes good,
I do find some offal a bit too, a bit too strong for me. Some of the flavors come through. It's a bit.
I've done the chicken hearts, and I'm just. Yeah.
I don't mind those grilled, on a kebab over direct charcoal. I don't mind that, to be honest with you. It's quite nice. But I think it's just down to the cooking. Like with any sort of offal, it overcooked and it's just disgusting. You know what I mean? And undercooked and it's just too chewy, so it's quite a hard thing to cook.
It's like chewing on a rubber.
Aye.
That was certainly the feeling I had when I had the chicken heart. It was like chewing on rubber.
Yeah, not cooked right then.
Not great. No.
Where did you have
maybe that's
in this country, or did you have them abroad?
No, it was in a well-known place in Cabot. That goes around, that does all the different meats, and they might have. Yeah, you know the one I'm talking about.
I know the one you're about.
Yeah, I had it from there, and I was like,
nah,
not sure. And then I had it from another place that was a similar kind of concept up north, and same thing, like little rubbers.
Well, you tried them twice, mate. Do you know what I mean? You tried them twice. You can just let them slide. Do you know what I mean? Just let it go.
Yeah. I'm not having them again. The other bits are all right, but
What is it? Do you cook anything like that over there, Lep? Hearts or offal or anything like that, mate?
Bison's big. Elk. A lot of the big game is, and just depends on what region and what parts you're from. Certain areas eat it more and put it in their, everyday recipes or cooked meals for their family. Obviously, Texas, they'll do anything, man. The South, Louisiana, Alabama, states like that, they do a lot of that funky stuff. I don't, pig's feet, chicken feet, and I ain't messing with all that. Gizzards and hearts, and I when I was younger, I did used to eat liver and onion.
That's good.
Pound,
liver, onion, and bacon
with a pound of ketchup. It was so dry. I was like, dip it in some ketchup, man.
I tell you, liver and onion cooked well is delicious, man. It's really, really good.
Yeah, but there's a fine line, isn't there, to get it right, where it can be super dry and disgusting to be actually being really, really nice.
Yeah.
You've just got to have the balls really to know when to. Basically, you've got to pull it off before you think it's cooked, and then it's okay, because then the resting will bring it up to temperature and it'll be good.
And if you cook it in a shitload of butter, it will normally come out pretty good anyway when you just drown it in butter. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah.
Butter helps everything.
Butter's like like the rescue sauce, isn't it? For everything. That looks dry as Gandhi's flip flop. Fuck it, chuck a shitload of butter on top of it.
Funny.
Yeah, you just got. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, everybody's got something on their menu that one of us are going to be like, no thanks. You know what I mean? Doesn't matter what country you go to, what parts, and I see some stuff on TV, and I'm like, why? I wouldn't even go visit there if that's all they got to offer. I ain't going there. You know what I mean? Like, I'm good. I'll stay right here and eat some hamburgers and hot dogs. Now I'm taking pig lips and pig butthole. Let me get a hot
dog. Taking pork scratchings to a new level.
Sure. Pork rings.
Leps, trotters, and shitters.
Hey.
Pork liver and cider. That sounds good.
Soak it in cider.
Yeah, cider. Just put pork liver in cider. I bet that's pretty good to cook. Let's see that in the chat.
Nice.
I soak my hot dog in cider.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure whether that's an innuendo or not. His face was cracking before he even said it.
I was just going to ask, what sort of cook time is that, Lep? Is that a fast cook or is it low? How long do you cook it for, man?
It varies, doesn't it? It depends on the temperature, outside temperature, the mood and all of
that. It's probe tender. It's probe tender.
I'm sure it is. Very good.
I bet it's tender when it's done, isn't
it? Comes out looking like pasta. Went in looking like a hot dog, came out looking like pasta.
Oh dear. It all goes downhill after the first hour, doesn't it? As soon as you get lap on, it just turns from a civilized conversation to just smart.
I'm glad I got glasses on. You can't see me crying.
This is exactly why we introduced the pub club at the end of our interviews.
Brilliant.
I messaged you the other day. What time's the pub open?
Well, you know, it opens when the interview's done. I haven't seen Charlie very much in the chat today. Has he disappeared?
Charlie's been around. He's been around. I don't know where he is now.
I just messaged him and no response. So it's 4:20 where he's at. So it's probably about dinner time.
Mm-hmm.
I know he said he said he was going to do some ribs and do a video since he got his new motherboard for that pellet smoker.
Oh, he's got it now, is he? The controller that he blew up after the first cook.
Mm-hmm.
That's just not. I'm surprised he's kept hold of that. I would have, as cool as it looks, I would have probably sent that smoker back if I'm honest.
They probably didn't give him the option. They probably said, "We'll just send you our new controller." But
it controls the whole thing. So you know what I mean. It's the head unit. So you switch it in and out. It's all connection, all wire. You know, nothing science to it or anything like that.
So
How we on, young'un?
What's going on?
Mate?
I thought we popped in. She's finished her. She's finished. Too many of them. Finished her movie now, so I can turn it on. I got my earplugs on listening to me before that.
So how you been, mate?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah, welcome on side. It's good to see you, mate. You keeping well?
Yeah, not too bad. I ain't done a lot of flaming cooking now. Been out on the bike.
You've been out. I was going to say you've been out.
I was going to say
all the time,
you've been out on your bike, haven't you?
Yeah, I'm trying to get. I'm going to go down to Bristol, Arley, and get a bigger bike so I can get me little Joe on the back.
The missus was like, no, stamp that one out straight away.
She wants another bike first. She says, "But I've got my eye on one day there in a moment."
So is that a maybe? No, you're not. Maybe.
I talk her and she can have hers, and I'll have mine at the same time. And come to a deal with Bristol Warley, we might have them. But
mind you, the one you got looks decent, mate. To be fair, that's.
Really I bought that brand new in 2001, and then got ill after a few years, and it was off the road for 12 years. So yeah, it's been in a heated garage. So yeah, it is good. So I went and had the MOT done, and he said, "Of course, since your last MOT, you've done what was it, 3 miles or something?"
Oh my God. How many years?
For the MOT station.
It was 6 miles. 6 miles. Yeah, now I got ill and had to take it off the road.
At least the MOT's yours.
Yeah.
It's to fail mine each time.
Well, yeah, that's the same. That's the same tire. Is it the same tire? No, it's the second tire since I bought it.
Wow.
It's
front, yeah.
on the front, yeah. So yeah. So it's nice to be back out though, I must admit.
It's decent. Nice bike.
Shame the weather's taken a turn for the shit, isn't it?
Yeah. No, it can't come out like this because it won't go.
Solar powered.
Yeah, solar powered, that thing.
A fair weather biker. I never had you down as one of them, mate.
When you're driving on a Harley.
I never used to.
Yeah. The cleaning is the fun part. You get to look at your bike.
Yeah, but it was only around the Harley I am bothered. Too easy to get in the car or the van, isn't it?
Yeah,
true that. That's true enough.
And I won't ride it to work either. It's too much hassle because I got to carry so much gear to work. Being a lorry driver and that, it's just easier to bung it all in the flaming van and just go. So then it'll get parked up all week until the weekend again. But,
you wouldn't want to leave that in a yard anyway, would you?
Yeah.
No, I rode it down. I went down to see Simon Dyer the other week. Rode it down to his place. That was quite funny. I had a good old laugh with him.
I was chatting with him the other day. We've got to get him on here. He's quite up for it, so that'd be good fun.
Yeah, if you can get him on here, I'll buy you a brisket.
That's on video, mate. That's on video.
I saw that. Yeah.
I
want a Wagyu one.
Yeah.
Wagyu brisket, please. I will get him on here. Don't you worry.
He's coming. He's coming. Don't you worry about that.
I will coach the man myself on how to do it.
You have to get him a new laptop because his is like like this.
Yeah.
The trouble is where he lives, his internet connection is so slow, ridiculous.
You can do it over 4G. That's no worries.
Yeah.
Oh,
On a mobile should be good. What do you reckon, Matt?
Depends how much data he's got.
Well,
You don't want to be. Yeah, that's exactly right. You don't want to be running his phone bill up, do you?
He won't buy nothing like that. It's, yeah.
Oh, we can only but try, can't we?
Try
and see what happens.
I'm sure it could. Where there's a will, there's a way. Especially with a brisket on the back end. That's all I'm saying. You can have the flat. I'll take the point.
It'd be nice to get Martin on there as well. I don't even know. I've got a computer.
I'll come and pick it up next week.
Yeah. Yeah. You never sort of see Sawyer or Martin or any of them on this sort of stuff. So I don't know. It's difficult to get them on here.
He said he's keen. So I spoke to him on the phone the other day. So yeah.
Oh, you rung him up, did you?
No, he rung me.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, we're top flight now, mate.
Oh,
we're not these like little sort of amateurs anymore.
No, he's a nice guy, really nice guy. I was surprised, to be honest, but it'd be good to get him on. It'd be a really interesting chat. Cooking.
You get him on here. You won't show him up.
I mean, you've always got
I can just sit here and drink and listen.
We've always got the option just to press end stream. Oh, we don't know what happened. Sorry about that.
He's funny.
His connection stopped.
We've had some good times, me and Si. I tell you, he's a good old lad.
He is a good lad.
Funny,
really
decent, funny.
Very decent guy. I've spoken to him a couple of times. He's a nice person.
Just don't mention jerk pans.
No.
We'll
just leave that there and move on, I think, and just leave it.
I'm missing a trick. Now, come on, I want to know what
No,
am I missing?
We don't want to talk about that sort of thing on here. That was a couple of years ago. That was the thing. You don't want to talk about it.
Still waiting for mine.
I would like to comment. There's probably people still taking that through the small claims court, I would think.
Oh, I bet.
I would imagine so, yeah.
Yeah. I don't think they found him, have they?
No, I don't know.
Eventually.
Big old hoo-ha about that, though. Right.
Yeah.
As I said, we just put that in the side in and move forward. Just march forward. We don't want to talk about that. Well, no, I don't anyway, not on this show. Christ.
There you go.
Right, lads, I'm going to have to chip off in a minute.
No worries.
Thank you.
That jerk pan, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I didn't say that. You said that.
Okay. Yeah, I've got to get up at 6. But yeah, thank you for having me on. It's been great to meet you all.
No worries. Thank you very much for coming on, mate. You've been more
than welcome. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Anytime you want to come back on, Danny, you're more than welcome. You've been a great guest. Really, really interesting.
Well, I can just dip in next time on the little pub section, can't I?
That's it.
Yeah, sure can.
Yeah.
When you got new drums to pedal or cookbooks or burger van promotions, as I said, you're welcome anytime. You've been a pleasure.
I appreciate
Thanks for coming on, man.
I
I
still
do
want
appreciate
that purple paint.
Yeah. Right, guys, look after yourself, yeah?
And you, mate. Yeah, definitely.
Take it steady.
Yeah, catch you later, buddy.
Stay
Speak
safe.
soon, mate.
Bye, mate.
See you later.
Oh, and he's
bud.
drinking a Budweiser. Look at
Yeah.
that. Wow.
My wife brought out those round earlier on. They're not my favourite, but you know, it's free beer. There we go.
Nothing wrong with that.
Take it easy, all right?
Cheers, mate. Look after
Cheers,
you.
Danny.
Bye-bye.
What's that?
Good bread
Woohoo!
Ah, what a good guest.
Well, it was amazing. So much
Yeah.
knowledge. It was really cool.
No, absolutely right.
sandwich.
And I just want to go out and, you know, start cooking rib tips and macaroni cheese and smash burgers and
I do like a bit of macaroni cheese.
food.
I'm doing that macaroni cheese.
I'm feeling quite hungry.
What's coming?
Yeah, is there any bread now?
Mate, some.
Burn it. You don't do it, burn.
Burn it.
No.
We can't see from here though.
She got her low fate.
Burn it.
Oh, dear.
Oh, come on, buddy.
Gentlemen, I need to restock.
I think I need to do the same thing, but you know, one of the hosts has got to stay still.
Well, do you have a door to answer, or are you all right? You go and
I'm
get
here,
your,
man.
Lep is the deputy. He's the American correspondent for today. As Pickles is out, Lep take the
Yeah, I
helm.
was going to say actually, yeah, you know, Charlie's abandoned he's abandoned us.
Yeah, I know. And I even shot him a message and he hasn't responded back. So
He's filming or something, I reckon.
I bet you he's filming that video. He had to do the rib video. He needed to get something out.
Yeah.
For sure. Right, I'm gonna get a beer. Keep cider entertained, Lep.
Okay. Jazz hands.
And then there was two. Dear me.
What kind of Harley is that?
The deuce.
It's a small bike.
Oh, all right.
You want the bagger?
No, hers.
Buddy.
No, it's Softail Deuce. It's
Yeah.
We do.
Buddy.
Shut up, talking.
He's having a burp. Oh, we've got his bone. Yeah.
You got it now. He's having to go at the other dog because he had his bone.
Got grump on.
Shut up.
Come on, sit. Sit down. Look, I got it. Look. What's this?
God.
What's this?
Hang on, turn that TV off. It's too bright.
Buddy, what's this?
That's better.
That's it now.
Sit down then. It's a good boy.
Yeah.
Hey.
You said you
I
were
was watching that.
fair weather rider. You know, here in Cleveland, you only get a good 3 months to ride. So if a day comes about and it's nice, these guys don't care if it's cold outside. They'll jump on the bike and roll because you're paying for insurance for a whole year and you only get to ride 3 of the 12 months. You know, so
It's the same here. We only get that time as well.
yeah,
It rains.
yeah, it's
Howard. So, you know.
yeah, it's definitely not California or Florida where you could ride year round, you know.
Yeah. Look at that. We're live on TV in the background.
But when you got Chrome, you can't. It's time. You put it on the telly now.
There's a nice delay though, isn't there, between
Yeah.
what comes up and then what we're saying.
Yeah, even if I look across to the, because I've obviously got the.
Yeah, I've got both of them open. Yeah.
That's funny.
I
I like his hat. I let me lick his hat.
thought it was Boy George coming on.
I seen that. I was like, yeah, boy, George. I felt like taking it off after that comment. That wasn't the look I was going for.
Where did that come from?
I don't know.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
yeah. I know. I say her bike's a 1600 V twin Kawasaki mean street. So it's actually bigger CC than mine.
Yeah.
Mine's
That's 14, isn't it?
mine's 1450
1450, yeah.
twin cam. I'm looking at another one there.
You were Indian, weren't you?
No,
You've changed your mind now.
no, that was on about for you, an Indian.
I don't wear an Indian.
No,
I wanna
Serious bike.
eh?
Indian serious bikes, mate.
Yeah, but it's still an Indian. There's, I don't know.
Oh, calm down.
It still ain't Harley.
It's a super cool bike.
They're all right, but I don't know. They just ain't got the extras that the Harley have.
Yeah,
So,
but they've got the. It's like being an exclusive members club. There's not many of them around, which makes them cool, man.
I'm getting old now, so I'm going to get a bagger next time.
Yes, a bagger.
Robert, yeah.
Body bag.
Body bag. Yeah. Yeah, CVO. They got one in there, CVO. One off. Nice paint job.
I was going to say a custom bike's got to be the next one from a Harley, isn't it? If you're going to go for it.
Well, see this now. Will you shut him up?
What's up with you?
Not too much play these dogs, I tell you.
Right. Cheers, everyone.
Yes.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Is it empty? Get your own.
Damn. I should be back.
He's empty.
Yeah. My battery's gone. I'm not as remote control to getting beers at the moment. You need the exercise anyhow. Any buds? Thank you. Just. Buddy. Come on.
The mother-in-law just showed up.
Oh, you beautiful boy.
The dog can, then.
You don't need dog food.
I picked up the dog food, and I like a nice can of beer.
I'm in the garage. They're in the house.
Mine's currently sat smacking her tail on the floor trying to get my attention.
Uh-oh.
Oh, weird. It's all looks.
It's all sparkly.
Well, you
isn't it?
just got me drink now.
Yeah.
It's a bit of lag, isn't it?
It's a good 15 seconds behind.
Yeah,
Yeah, happy bone.
that's really weird.
Oh,
I think
my
it's because
phone's
it's
the
going
same
for a
way.
third party. It's probably because it's coming from Streamline to YouTube and YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
My phone is a couple clicks behind also.
yeah. Technology
Yeah.
for you.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Damn, I'm in America.
We're global, mate. That's what we are. We're not just we're everywhere.
Yeah.
I could change countries for you if you like that.
Yeah.
Go
Let's go for
it.
Ireland.
Come on
Matt.
in.
He's going
Okay.
for Ireland. You watch.
Oh, here we go. He's going to come back, is it?
What's he gonna put on?
He's going to have himself a nice big leprechaun hat on. He's
Summit.
going to have himself. He's going to have a big flag wrapped around his shoulders.
Oh, hang on. I've
Some
got
green glasses, I reckon.
Buddy.
Or he might just come back with no clothes on like last time.
No.
I don't do that.
Oh, no, it's a Mexican lep.
Oh, that's
Ah,
good.
Hey!
it's Mexican now.
Andale.
Ole!
Oh, down, buddy. Come on.
It's not Taco Tuesday.
Oi!
Cerveza!
Hey!
Dear me.
Never fails to surprise me how far we're gonna just take our randomness on this show.
We're pushing the boundaries, mate. That's what
There we are, yeah, definitely.
That's what we're
And
doing.
I got my poncho.
Oh, cute. I like that.
Wow.
Very suave.
Is this what you used to wear for Taco Tuesdays?
Yes.
Yeah.
I call myself. I'm a redneck, and I like Mexican food, so I call myself Red Mexican.
Mexican, nice.
and then this other guy from Canada started calling me Lepla Mexican. So I got all kinds of nicknames.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can ask if you want.
Yeah.
She said, "Where are you?"
Cleveland, Ohio.
There you are.
Oh, I know a good film that was filmed there.
Which one?
Beyond the Law. Where you
Oh,
from
yeah.
Cleveland, Ohio.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was.
Daniel Saxon.
Do you remember that biker movie?
Huh?
Beyond the Law.
Beyond the Law biker movie.
I have to check that out. I ain't hip.
Charlie Sheen.
Played. It was a true story. Daniel Saxon. He was a narcotics officer when
Undercover
with a biker gang to bring them down, but he got too involved. Really good film. That's the only thing Charlie Sheen has ever done really well.
Yeah, very good.
Brilliant it is.
I'm gonna have to check that out. I'm
Yeah,
not hip.
Beyond the Law, or it was almost
Chasing the Shadows.
Or Chasing the Shadow. But it was,
Okay.
yeah.
Brilliant.
Is it on Netflix?
You are?
Is it on Netflix?
Dog don't want to have none of it today, does it? You're not talking.
I don't think the dog likes that film, to be honest. He doesn't sound very keen on it.
Oh, not again.
Sure.
I move? I'm sorry.
Yeah, we've been getting a lot of movies filmed here. Well, pieces of movies filmed here because of the tax that you know, the movie directors and producers or whatever, they get charged by shutting New York down. You're getting charged. You know what I mean? It's so busy there, and it's hard to shut down a block to film a movie. So what they're doing is they're coming to Cleveland and turning, you know, our city blocks into other, even like in Avengers. I want to say it's like over there by you guys that they turned our city, even the street names, they changed the street names and everything. It was pretty cool. We got Fast and the Furious. They did a movie here. That new one with Matthew McConaughey, White Boy Rick. It was a hustler out of Detroit, but they actually filmed most of the movie here.
Yeah. What was it?
Beyond the Law, man. I'm gonna have to check that out, man.
There's another film called Beyond the Law, which was filmed last year, so it ain't that one.
Mm-hmm.
That's the X-rated one, isn't it?
That's the one you want to see, is that one?
I think that one's Beyond the Brawl.
Catch it, did he, Ryan?
Found it. It was in the bottom drawer.
What's that?
There you go.
Oh, there you go. There you go. She's got the.
Oh, you got the DVD. Hell yeah.
Yeah, we got two of
Right.
them. Send you
Oh,
them.
what are they? I've not seen one of those for ages. Don't they
They're
use
in the
those to scare off birds?
Go look for
I
it.
was going down in the bottom drawer to find them.
Bloody and good music too.
Yeah,
Good, you'll like the
brilliant.
music.
Yeah, Michael Madsen's in it as well.
Okay.
Madsen, yes. He was the president of the bike club in it. Brilliant.
So is it based about the Hells Angels?
It was an
Outlaw group.
biker.
Outlaws.
Not-
Okay.
Yeah, not. They were Outlaws backpatch, but not
Yeah.
not Hell's Angels.
Not Angels, but Outlaws.
Okay, because
Yeah.
we got a headquarters. We got a HA headquarters here.
Yeah, we have here.
It was the
Yeah.
biggest bust
Oh,
they've
you
ever done. The police had ever done.
Here's-
First
see
bust.
my nose. That was the Hells Angels clubhouse.
Wow.
Yeah.
Took one on the nose, huh?
Well, I did tell them to. I didn't think they were going to, but they did. I said, let's have it. That was a stupid thing to say.
You did it.
Yeah, you
I
definitely get it.
stupidest thing I think I've ever said.
You call them out, you're going to get trouble.
Oh,
So I used to go to Easy Rider biker rodeos,
all right.
and it was like sponsored by the Outlaws.
All right.
They would have this huge campsite, right? The sheriffs would raid that thing like 2-3 times a day. Their campground, just because they didn't want them having weapons. I mean, come on, you take away what they got right now.
Yeah.
There's another one coming in the gate
Yeah.
with everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You ain't stopping it. You ain't stopping them.
Yeah.
But you had to be on your toes. You couldn't be too drunk and loose lips. You know what I'm saying? You know.
Yeah. Loose lips sinks ships. As I found out.
I used to go to a similar thing in the UK. It was you must have heard of the Bulldog Bash cider.
I was just thinking of that.
Guess who used to work that?
I used to work at the Towers.
I used to be at the Towers.
I used to go to that.
Yeah.
Never mind.
With some mates.
Yeah.
It was a good time. It was a good time.
It's not if you're a patch member.
No.
It's hard work.
Like I've been in like you know, like the little porter cabin club bit. I've been in there.
Oh, down on the way down to the track.
Yeah.
When you turn off on the left, when you're going down the track. I know that. Yeah, what they call their clubhouse. I know what you mean.
I've been in there a couple of times. I've done some work for a. You know, when you join, you got to give gifts and well, you know the crap. I've done some work for a mate who joined up, and then he got me. Since that point, I got tickets until they shut it all down and go along for free and meet all the brothers down there, and it was a cool thing, man. All of the dancers and the whole thing, and it was perfectly run, lovely place. Well, it was in fact it was a lovely place. It was one of the best festival things I've ever been to. Really well organised, set up.
Good for the punters, not for them.
Yeah, when working it, I worked it, and it was that was a long shift. But it was all right up until that point. The hassle that Jerry Tobin got.
Oh, well, he got shot.
Yeah,
funeral.
Can't talk too much on him, mind.
No, I wouldn't talk anything about that.
No.
You guys heard of Sturgis here and Daytona Bike Week and stuff. Those are the two bucket lists for me. I haven't been yet.
No, somewhere. Bucket list. I just want to go to America.
We keep getting invited by people because of the dogs. We don't go.
Yeah, and the other problem is just getting on a plane.
Yeah, I've never been on a plane, so I don't know if I could do a 12-hour flight. You know what I mean?
When you get to the airport, it's like
terminal.
Terminal. That does it for me. And if the black box is so bloody good, why ain't the whole plane made out of it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get there one day.
Yeah, I got on
bring back Concorde. That'll do it. You only have to sit on it for 3.5 hours then.
Hey, now that would be more my style for sure. Get me on and off this thing.
Yeah. Anything between 8 and 12 hours.
Yeah.
It's quite a long time.
I've been on a
little sardine can.
I've been on a little private plane. My mate was.
We've been to.
Mind you, that was a bit of a situation, wasn't it?
He was learning to
fly,
wasn't he?
Tell you a funny story. My mate was learning to fly, trying to get so he could have his own plane and that. And he said to me, "Would you like to go?" And I said, "Yeah, I've never been in a plane." So you go to the little airport up the road, and they weigh you. Didn't think I was going for a while, you know what I mean? Anyway, we got up in the air and that, and he's going for all his turns up and down and up and back and round. And then all of us, because you've got the headphones on, because you're in this small little aircraft. And I heard the bloke, his instructor said to him, right, right, Pete, he said, I want you to practice, what was it? What did he say? Emergency
Free fall.
No, emergency engine failure. And I went, I could just feel myself. Hang on a minute, I'm in the back. No, you know what I mean? But I'm expecting this thing just to go. But obviously they collide. What they do normally. But no, they didn't. They'd already worked this out because I'm in the back. They pushed the thing and we're going into this dive towards the flaming runway at like 190 miles an hour, whatever it bloody is. My stomach's still up there. I've come down and he's done the old pulled out of it. Oh, that took me something like about 8 hours to get over that. Oh, God.
Sounds like you still ain't got over it now. You can't get on a normal plane.
God. I haven't spoken to him since. God. Terrible. It's what is it? Saturday morning. So what's cooking? Who's cooking what tomorrow?
I'm gonna do some pork, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, bung it in the drum, I think.
You got loads of mutton to do.
Yeah, I know.
Freezer full of mutton.
Oh, cool. That last one we did was beautiful.
Nice,
that mutton we did, yeah.
Get a smoker out, sort it out.
Yeah. I'm waiting for a nice day to get that other piece out. I was going to do it.
It's beautiful. It's a good weekend this weekend. The weather's nice. That's all I'm going to do.
Might be over for you, but it's fucking it down for us.
I thought it was to be crap.
Look. They mentioned
it's nice there.
I know. I've changed my mind. The weatherman tells me that tomorrow is going to be all right. Sunday is just cloudy. Whereas this morning it said it was going to piss it down all weekend.
Get it out.
I've got a fine supply of cider, a great big lump of pork, a hot tub, and a very willing missus to supply me with cider. So I'm made this one. Yeah.
Was it Jason Latham put up something about he's on about moving some of his smokers around so he could get a hot tub? I said, I got a bath I don't use.
Yeah. It's like getting wet all in one go, isn't it?
What do you mean you don't use it? I said, well, I haven't had a bath in, I don't know. Years. He said,
20 odd 30 years.
I said, no, I got a shower.
He's standing them.
It's all like too much getting wet all in one go. That is.
Get out and let the sun go and then it goes covered in scummy water.
To me, it's like,
yeah.
Like our cousin's got one, and she has all her mates round, and I'm thinking,
oh no.
But you don't know who actually farted.
Yeah.
Extra bubbles.
And it hasn't washed that morning anyway. Yeah. Scummed up. I don't think
No, it's not me.
I don't like swimming.
No, don't do it for me.
No, that's the plan. Nice, simple, easy weekend. Ain't got to go nowhere.
It's supposed to rain at 10 o'clock and 11 o'clock tomorrow evening. That's it.
Was it?
And then Sunday, it's supposed to be dry all day. Not going to rain until Monday.
Maybe I'll do some beef ribs then.
Go off this weekend on the bike or do some smoking.
Well, if he's cooking, I'll get the bike and go up his.
Where do you live?
More than welcome, mate.
Where do you live?
In the Chilterns, near London.
Oh, you don't
know what's it? Well, it's sort of like skirt M40, so you know High Wycombe. That's probably the closest down.
How many miles is that? 40, 50 miles?
You weren't far from when I saw you that time when I had all my gear out there. You weren't far from there, were you?
No, about 3 miles away.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
What do you reckon?
What?
Bang up on the bikes and say hello?
Oh, well, I don't know. It'll be tomorrow.
More than welcome, mate. Anytime you want.
Go there, say hello, come back.
You've got to be careful with the COVID, ain't you?
COVID,
excitable, isn't it?
Outside, you're all right, isn't it?
Yeah, you're all right outside.
You can have an outside barbecue for up to 6 people.
You're allowed to social bubble now or something.
I could have had a barbecue for 6 people, but I can't get them in here. My barbecue's too big.
We counted up the other day on how many outside cooking facilities we've got. We've got about 13 or 14, isn't it?
It's getting silly, mate.
Ridiculous.
Wow, you can never have too many.
Oh, that's right.
I know.
There's always room for one more.
But
exactly right.
It's when things start turning up. I like just out of the blue.
Most of them are freebies.
A lot of freebies start turning up. I like that.
And then you add that with the grate, don't you? And there's that other fine thing. It's a cooking implement.
I must admit,
Oh yeah,
Lep's headquarters.
what's he got?
Leprechaun HQ.
I got
You
yeah.
see a Blackstone in the
I got the
corner.
old school Blackstone, 36 inch.
Oh yeah.
I got the new one, the range top.
There's no swearing in there, is there?
What, gas?
Fired by gas, yeah.
I got the Pit Boss Pro Series 4, and I got
That's a
a Weber Kettle 22 Performer. And on the ground over there is
Oh,
a
yeah,
Gatsby grill
yeah, I see it.
on a little Joe.
Yeah.
That looks
One of
cool.
those range things. Ranch, isn't it? Weber Ranch?
Oh, a ranch.
Oh,
The
That
fucking
thing's huge.
ginormous things.
They work for money.
So-
I've got one that I work with. He
Yeah,
works
what
at
are
Ranch.
lads? What are lads do?
So check out Hobo Nickel Barbecue.
Hobo Nickel
Yeah.
Bar-
He had the ranch and he lined it up with hot dogs.
Wow.
I saw that. I
Yeah.
saw that.
Well, that's like, what's his name? What's his name? Ribs.
Smoky ribs.
No, not that one.
Write that
I
down.
think Ribs. What's his
Yeah.
name? Can't remember his name. Can't remember his name. Hang on, I should find out. Look on my. What's his flaming? Ribs. Something Ribs.
Ribs?
He's on my side.
No fingers.
Yeah, I think probably. Yeah, only when you say ribs, I can only think of amazing ribs or smoking ribs or.
No, something.
Barbecue ribs.
No, what's it? Baby back ribs.
Baby back maniac.
Baby back. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
did it the other day when he was cooking on his ranch, and he just showed you the difference between the ordinary Weber kettle and it. Only thing with that is it's just got the little. It hasn't got like the hole underneath and cleaner or anything, has it? So it's a bit weird, really.
Yeah, it's just got like the three
Like the vents,
butterfly wheels on the bottom.
like my
On them things.
not the Joe, not the little
Mine
Joe.
is
The
done, wrong back.
what's the one I've just bought? Jumbo.
Oh, Jumbo
Joe.
Joe.
Yeah. So I had just picked up I don't know if you could even see it.
You got loads of new grates in the front room behind the sofa. I found them today. 3 of them.
Oh, have they?
Yeah.
Oh. Keep hiding these grates.
I thought you forgot about them. I don't know what they go on.
It's handy working for B&Q, isn't it? When I was working in the yard as a chauffeur, all these barbecues would come back damaged or whatever, and they just throw them in the skip. No, don't do that. I'm taking them out. Yeah, like all my UDS is all built from parts out the skips. Brian, you've never been new.
Hold on, we got a secondary screen. You might want to kill your audio on that.
Yeah, it's gonna get crazy. So when you take me off, I'm gonna mute it.
Okay. Here we go.
We good?
Whoa.
Which one we on?
Oh, he's on the phone. He's going to go water about, isn't he? You're on your phone,
That's
man.
it.
Can't hear you. Though.
He's going
Just,
right
just unmuted. Yeah,
Oh,
that's
there you
good.
go.
I just muted the mic and unmuted it.
Right. So I just picked this up. I found out that it's actually not a Weber, but it's nostalgia. The Miller
Give us
Lite.
a tour then.
kettle.
Come on in, all the way around. Let's have a look.
What is that?
Wow.
It's a
Is that
knockoff.
like a Napoleon?
It looks like a Napoleon, doesn't it?
By the handle, I'd say it looks like a Napoleon.
It's a. Here, let me turn this around. Hold on.
I sounded like a proper train spotter then. Is it a Napoleon just by the handle? It's like-
So the damper's different.
Yeah.
You know, the damper's real cheap and
Yeah.
different. Obviously the underneath is different. You know what I mean? It looks like a Weber kettle. You know, obviously the temp gauge, is different. You know, but
similar to what
it's
Maniac had the other day. Yeah, the new
brand new.
Mm-hmm. The kettle's a kettle, mate.
Yeah, right. And
They're
yeah,
gonna
obviously
cook the
I
same.
got my Blackstone
That's a beast, man.
A
with
bit
the
of
deep
kit, that,
fire.
isn't it?
This with the range top.
it's got knobs on. Knobs on.
I like this one though.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
I like
I like that. That's cute.
You can
I'd
actually
like to
buy
get.
one of those on eBay at the moment. You can buy those Connect for the I don't know how much they were going for.
Oh,
Yeah,
blue
a
one.
couple of
What's that blue one?
about 150 quid for one of them.
Yeah,
Did you see the blue one?
yeah.
I want the blue one.
I ain't got a blue one.
No, go back to the blue one.
Hey, I just scored this table. Check this thing out, man. It's badass. Real heavy, good, solid wood. Check this out.
Oh,
Wow.
Getting fancy.
Yeah.
Getting
It's got a
fancy
Lazy
with it.
Susan on it.
I'm a
I like that.
A nice summer barbecue party there, mate.
Oh, it's
Hey, I'm gonna hook a motor up to it, and it'll be my my finishing plate. When I put it on there, I turn the motor on, and it'll just turn it ever so slightly, so you get to see all angles.
I can see that going wrong, Lep. I can see you like wiring up a motor to it, putting it on, and it just fucking fling your food across the fucking garden.
I got a Kawasaki motor hooked up to it.
You want a what?
crazy white bitch.
You want a crazy white bitch?
I got a bitch with a mean face. I want a crazy white bitch t-shirt to go with it.
Brian, don't mention the war.
Yeah, don't
Did
mention
you
No,
see
no.
that on Facebook?
Man, how can they get rid of that? How can they take that down?
Oh,
We've got
funny.
40
It
towers.
was 40 tower. That's what it was. That's what it was on about. 40 tower because they're saying about all the black
It's
thing.
history.
It's just history.
It's history.
Lep, you going to stay on your phone, or you want to come back on the PC, mate?
I'd rather be on the PC, tell you the truth.
No,
That way my phone's free. So
Mhm.
I'll just X out of this one and jump back in.
Okay, cool.
I'll do his phone.
Yeah, you can show you
Oh,
around.
right, yeah. There's PC there, doesn't he? In the
Josephine,
chair.
can you
What?
get us a little whiskey pot?
Got a-
No, we want a little whiskey pot.
I've got a wiki left.
Oh, you have up
How
there?
you doing, Matt? You all right?
Hold on,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think I'm going to call it a night.
You know what it is.
Where are we on the stream? How long have we been going for? Oh, 2.5.
2.5.
How long are you paying for it, or are you just doing a free one?
No, it's a free one at the minute. But we only get a certain amount of time, so
Yeah,
it's all right.
I didn't know
Get
that.
20 hours a month.
yeah. I'm going to say it's only so many hours.
Mate's coming back on it, isn't he?
Maybe back in a minute.
Yeah, Lep's coming. Lep's there now.
There he
There
is.
we go. Back in the room.
Right. I'm going to love you and leave you guys. It's been good.
Right.
And until next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been great, Matt. It's been a good one tonight. Cheers, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah,
definitely.
We chat tomorrow, get it all uploaded properly, and then
Yeah.
Ting.
Ting, ting,
Ting.
ting, 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 ting.
Have a good one. Speak to you later.
All right, see you, mate. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Y'all are winding down. I'm just getting started.
I'm fine, I am.
We're gonna get up in the morning. We're all right.
Right. But what I'm saying is, you know what I mean? It's already midnight for you guys.
Yeah, that's it.
It's 7 o'clock. It's prime time. It's
Yeah,
you know, happy hour just ended. Now it's time to get the party started.
that's right. That's right. Yeah.
I must admit, Lev, I'm quite conscious that Philip Riddick's going live soon, isn't he? Or he does this time-ish. I don't really want to stamp on his. Not that I'm going to make any impact on his lives. Daddy Cooks, isn't it? Does he go live on a Friday-ish?
You know, with his podcast, it's a crapshoot. I don't think he has a set time. He just goes live.
Okay.
Usually Friday nights. In that crew, it's pretty much open.
Okay.
Nobody has a show on Friday night or anything, so they'll do random lives here and there.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing special.
I'm just a bit conscious of not really wanting to
Oh no, you're good. Oh, you're good.
You're all right.
I was gonna go live earlier and open these.
Oh yeah.
I got some special stuff right here.
That is good stuff, mate. I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
Uncle Steve Shakes, them rubs are proper good.
Can't smell or taste it.
From what I've seen,
Just like Texas.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
What ones did you get? Did you get the selection or?
These are signature. He did them for me.
Oh, okay.
You have to
let's open one. You know, why not?
No. Look, you say that for you know, you could do a video on that, dude.
No, I was gonna do it during dueling Blackstones tomorrow too. So
okay.
What are you watching, Soda?
Porn.
No special video. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Turn it off.
Oh, look at that! Cool is
That's
that?
cool.
Look at that.
That is cool. Deb says it's better on
Better on a
Blackstone.
That's wicked.
Sweet. Yeah. Brilliant.
Oh,
I like the emergency line.
yeah, shape. I can't quite make it out, mate. Keep on telling it falls.
If it's shake, what? I can't see it for me. What's it say?
If the shake gets below the line, replace ASP.
Yeah.
Cool.
Good stuff
That's
right
cool,
here,
man. That's really cool stuff.
Yeah.
That's a good shake as well.
Yeah.
I've seen Johnny Matty. John uses that all the time, doesn't he? On bits and bobs. It looks really nice.
Actually, a lot of people have been using it. It's out there. You know what I mean? It's good stuff. People are using it, and they're genuinely using it. And there's people buying it. I've already turned so many people on and near me in my city that they're ordering from them. So what I do is like that's what that package is for. Is I'll take Ziploc baggies and write on there what it is and give it away to people so they could try it. And so far I've grabbed them a few customers, so it works, you know.
Yeah, all good.
Mm-hmm. I don't get much love on my channel, so when somebody shows me some love, I show it right back. You know what I mean? So,
You
virtual hugs.
You're a dude, Lep. You're welcome here all the time. You know that the door's always open. In fact, we need to interview you properly, so we get a date sorted out for that, man.
Appreciate it. I keep your UK guys going for now, though. You know what I mean? Keep all that going.
No. Well, we're affiliated to CJ anyway, so it's sort of like we're going to get cross traffic. So I quite like. I'll be honest. A lot of my all of you guys in the US, I probably know more guys in the US than I do in the UK. So I quite like that. You know.
Yeah, maybe you got to spread the love a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. I want to go into Europe as well and get some guys in from like Germany and Belgium and Holland. They're big on barbecue out there. So
yeah, right. See, that intrigues me. You know what I mean? So you know that'll keep me tuned in every Friday.